report on the Giants side. Not real great for them. Again, it's Wednesday.
Right.
But we'll see what that turns into. Limited was Jonathan Cooper and Dre Greenlaw. Great news to hear about Mason's video. Cliss had the report that Coop was practicing off to the side. But Cecil, I would speculate this. You were down there. Maybe you can correct it for me. If he were that injured, I don't think the PR staff would have rolled him out. He did a press conference yesterday.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday.
Jonathan Cooper met the media. Yeah, talked to you guys that were down there. And if it were, in my opinion, like a real serious injury,
right,
they wouldn't have rolled him up there to do that and talk about the honors of Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, I don't know if it's NFL policy or just Broncos policy, but they don't put injured players in front of us.
Yeah, like ever.
Yeah, right. There was one preseason game, I think it was preseason, where my man C.J. Anderson got hurt. So I just texted him because he went to like the locker room. So I'm in the press box and I text him like, CJ, you okay? He texts me back, I'm good. I go to Twitter, of course, because I'm a moron, and I'm like, hey, per C.J. Anderson, he's okay. Broncos PR was quick to say like, hey, you can't talk to injured players and you can't say that he's okay because you texted him. So I quickly took the tweet down and apologized profusely. I think poor Shuby, man. I've given Eric Schubert some ulcers at times during my media career.
That's their job.
Yeah, that's their job.
So
So
you don't have
Shuby,
to say sorry for that.
Shuby and me, we're cool. But yeah, I know they don't put injured players up there. Coop was up there talking about his Defensive Player of the Week honors. And, he's just humbled. He's ready to go. He said something interesting about Jackson Dart, which I think we should probably play it because I might be reading too much into it. You never want to give anyone bulletin board material.
Sure.
So when Jonathan Cooper talks about Jackson Dart and he's like, yeah, he's got his chains and he's got his dancing and y'all got to have something, right? But just the look on his face, it wasn't quite disgust, but I was like, oh, that's cute. Oh, man, that little chain, that little dance, the little Anakin Skywalker, like, switching to the dark side. That's
is that what that is?
Yeah.
I was wondering why he
I know,
did
Mike
half.
Evans asked me about it. He's like, it's totally dorky. I'm like, actually, I think it's kind of cool.
Oh, is Mike Evans an anti-Star Wars guy, too?
I'm not sure. He might be an anti-prequels guy, which is too much for me to get into with you. But either way.
I'm like, dude, what I learned about Evans yesterday, not like in Star Wars, we're about to become best friends.
Wait a second. I thought we're supposed to be best buds. But I look at it and I go, okay, Coop, you didn't give him anything, but you kind of maybe showed your true feelings about cute old Jackson Dart.
I like that you called it true feelings, because isn't that what it feels like? At least you describing it to me. You were there for it, but like, it feels like you always say you said the quiet part out loud.
Right.
I think we all kind of feel that way about Jackson Dart. It's actually kind of a part of my intrigue of like, that diamond necklace is pretty cool. Those dance moves are kind of, I didn't know it was a Star Wars thing, but I'm like, that actually kind of looks cool.
Yeah.
But it's also like, all right, let's bring that cool right back down to earth when you face against Nick Benito, Jonathan Cooper, and the rest of the boys.
Zach Allen having an amazing year. I mean, it's going to be interesting because the Broncos have to match that energy. They have BGE, Big Giants energy.
Okay.
So I make sure to get that one right. BGE. They definitely have a lot of it.
Yeah.
Cam Scatterboo, and he's eating. He's a glass eater. Yep. Okay. That's fine. Broncos defense got to show up and match that physicality.
Yes, they do. The other thing how could it not stand out on the injury report? Again, Wednesday, so we're not going to freak out too much. But it was Jonah Ellis who remains on it. They've taken the rib part of it away, but still a shoulder injury that Jonah's dealing with, and that led to another DMP. So that's 4 straight practices for Jonah that equals DMP.
Well, and usually it's not 100% law, but usually when you miss a week and you come back and you're Wednesday, you're missing practice, you're probably going to miss another game.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but that's, I cover the entire league, so I'm very familiar with this. If you have a bye week and the first Wednesday you're not practicing, you're probably not playing. You miss a week and the first Wednesday you're not practicing, you're probably not playing.
Yeah, it's tough. Q Robinson, we talked about being, interested in what he can do. There's some runway for him to figure some stuff out, but he's certainly no Jonah Ellis. So let's hope, knock on wood, cross your fingers, lucky rabbit's foot, all that stuff, that he can come back sooner rather than later. Again, you'd hope with how great they were last week on defense, they can continue to be that good, play at that level, and pressure Jackson Dart the way they did Justin Fields, even if 52 can't be out there. But they need him. They need him back sooner rather than later. All right, couple texts on Tribe Roll Call. And actually, I got to start on social media, Cease.
Okay.
I woke up to a DM from a tribe member named Matthew. 3:46 a.m. was the
Whoa.
timestamp. I'm like, holy cow.
You don't have notifications on your phone, do you?
No.
Okay.
No.
I worry about that sometimes when I send you Latina baddies. And I'm like,
no.
Oh, maybe he's sleeping.
I have like text notifications, but no social media notifications.
Okay, good.
Because I don't want to get lost in the sauce. But Matt, he says, hi, my name is Matt. I'm a forklift driver in Melbourne, Australia. I hate it, but you guys get me through the day. He hates his job, he's saying.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate
I hate your
guys.
show, but you helped me get through the day, so thank you.
I won't crack a Mountain Dew, but I'll crack several Red Bulls in your honor.
Okay.
He says, long time listener reaching out to get on Tribe Roll Call because I'm in Australia and I obviously can't text the show live. Says, P.S. Those letters to Sean were outstanding. It was hilarious. I think you guys should do more letters to people throughout the season. Take care, brothers. Tribe member Matt from Melbourne, Australia.
Matt,
Told him
thank
we'd
you.
give him a shout out on the show and thank him for being a part of the tribe.
Thank you. We got Tribe Roll Call on the YouTube chat from Chernado. This is Cool Hand Luke Skywalker doing some forestry work for a nonprofit called Stewardship West to help reduce the threat of catastrophic wildfires.
Oh, that is freaking awesome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
You see how much more important the tribe members are than me and you?
Right. We just have the big mouth.
Yeah, we just get to come and talk because our lovely audience and our crew, the tribe, they're actually out there doing real work.
You guys are
and
way better than
contributing
us.
to society. Thank goodness for you guys. Colton from New Mexico says, Tribe Roll Call, picking up some trash in Farmington, New Mexico today, listening to the best radio show, period, he says. Oh, wow, he's already getting his mile-high moment in here on a Thursday.
Whoa.
Kevin, let's hope this isn't yours. Dart game, ceiling pick 6 to Jade Barron. So he's calling that out.
I had that written down.
Kev thinks of everything.
Yeah, he's got them all, man. He
I
covers
think
all
he's
bases.
Nostradamus. We got to retire the chicken fingers thing. The fact that you signed your letter to Sean Chicken Fingers, I'm very disappointed in you because you're not Chicken Fingers. That was an old nickname by a little guy that was put on you. That's not who you are. You are actually Nostradamus.
Who?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you got to know Nostradamus.
You don't know Nostradamus?
Notre Dame?
See,
Is this a bit, or do you not know Nostradamus?
I've heard of it. I actually don't know.
Okay.
I actually like the nickname Chicken Fingers. I just hate the origin story. That's kind of where I'm at.
like
with
that.
it.
And because we
Bad
hate the
story
origin
early on.
story, it ain't a nickname
Yeah.
anymore.
But when we're out and about, the people know him as Chicken Fingers still to this day.
I'm the legend of Chicken Fingers.
He's Kevin Kistner, the artist formerly known as Chicken Fingers. Now you have to come up with some sort of symbol that equals you. Probably a chicken finger of some way.
Probably dipping into some sauce.
All right, one more quick text here. It's Mike in Parker doing a little tribe roll call. He says, instead of putting out fires, I play professional whack-a-mole for a living. So Mike and Parker, keep it up. Have a great day. We appreciate everybody. Continue with your text for Tribe Roll Call. We'll continue to check in with you guys in this first hour. Again, RamosLaw.com text line and over on YouTube. Who are you? Where are you? What are you doing for a buck today? Let us give you a shout out and say thank you on the show. See, it's going to be a fun weekend. Hopefully the Broncos can get a win and make it all that much better, but the Broncos are going to honor Super Bowl 50 and put the legend, Demaryius Thomas, in the Ring of Fame this weekend. So I thought if they're going to honor them, we should do the same. What's your best memory of that team, that wide receiver that was one of the best in Broncos history in DT? Text us, share your thoughts, comments on YouTube, and we'll share some of ours coming up next.
Is the Broncos defense on the doorstep of a historic season?
You look at the landscape of the AFC right now, and I would go so far to say, or at least ask the question, if not declare, is the Denver Broncos defense the single best unit of any unit in the AFC?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. Are your bills keeping you up at night? Imagine using your home equity for a financial reset that helps you to finally get ahead again. At Cake Mortgage, we get it. Life's expensive. Insurance, groceries, and high-interest credit card debt. That's why we created the Cake Fast Cash Home Equity Program. Turn your home into your ATM without touching your existing mortgage rate. Cake Fast Cash is fast. Many clients close in 2 weeks. So call Cake today and pay down high-interest cards, free up cash, or fund home upgrades. and you only pay for what you use. Cake Mortgage. Your fresh-baked fast cash loan is ready to enjoy. Call 1-800-EAT-CAKE. That's 1-800-EAT-CAKE. Again, that's 1-800-EAT-CAKE or visit cakehome.com.
Hey, Brandon Stokely here. Colorado Joint Replacement is part of Advent Health, one of the nation's largest healthcare providers. They offer innovative hip and knee replacement surgery with expert, compassionate care. To schedule an appointment, visit coloradojoint.org.
Good does it feel to let go of 82 pounds in just 16 weeks? And I feel free. Soda Weight Loss is the #1 weight loss company in America for client satisfaction and results.
In 16 weeks, I lost 82 pounds because I had learned how to eat smarter. And that's what soda does. They don't just help you lose weight fast, they help you keep it off with habits that last a lifetime.
No hunger, no shots, no guesswork.
You probably saved my life. I mean, I was 30 pounds overweight. I went on soda, and now I'm healthy, and I just got off my blood pressure medicine and my cholesterol medicine, and that is amazing to me.
With Soda Weight Loss, you get real support to help you let go of the weight for good. And now, it's easier than ever. Join Soda Weight Loss now, and your partner joins for free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Hey, it's Stink here, and my gal Bonnie says O'Meara has 1,000 vehicles, including cars, trucks, and SUVs.
Right now, the lowest lease payments ever on trucks, like Ford Bronco, $479, or Ford F-150, $449, and 0% interest is available.
So 1,000 vehicles and 0% interest?
That's right. Lease a Ford Bronco, $479 a month, or Ford F-150, $449 a month. At O'Meara, we make it fast, fun, and easy. O'MearaFord.com.
Stock SKF 18820, SLA 87980. Excludes tax, government fees, and a $7.99 dealer handling fee.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game and the go-to spot for football season with wall-to-wall TVs, hearty eats, ice-cold drinks, and of course, those scenic views. It's a full-on experience whether you're catching college or pro games this season. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan, powered by Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Dover and Cecil.
See, you don't make fun of me, but you kind of poke fun at me for
What's that?
watching all the hero movies or whatever. But I love me some Black Panther.
Yeah, of
I love
course.
Black Panther,
Right.
and I love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, except the second one, which was terrible.
I don't even mind that one.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, you're right. It wasn't as good as the first or the third, but
Right.
like those two, I could sit down and watch. Even the second Black Panther, the sister taking over.
Right.
Shuri. That was freaking awesome too.
Yeah, if you're going to reference the characters, you have to know their names.
That's how much I love
The
it.
Black Panther's sister.
Yeah.
Her with the things and the gloves.
Yeah,
right?
The what are those girl, right? That's how I know her. We're having some fun here on a Thursday. Again, keep your texts coming for Tribe Roll Call over on the ramoslaw.com text line, 303-713-1043, or, of course, on YouTube. Just Search Denver Sports, click the Dover and Cecil stream, and then make friends right there in the chat room. So the Broncos are going to honor Super Bowl 50 this weekend. They're going to put Demaryius Thomas into the Ring of Fame. We'll talk to Mike Cliss at 11, and I'll plan on asking him about some of that stuff. But I saw him tweet that DT's mom will be here, and a lot of people are familiar with that story of her having to spend some time in jail and then getting to finally watch her son play football as a member of the Broncos.
Yep.
And then she's been just welcomed with open arms in Broncos country, and it's still a huge part of it.
Right.
She's going to be there when his, the little pillar is unveiled. She's going to get his ring. She's going to get the jacket. It's just going to be so cool, man. And then the fact that it's DT and the Super Bowl 50 team, it's just a ton of fun. And I thought to myself, we're going to be so busy tomorrow previewing the game and picking games and all that stuff. I didn't want to get past this week without honoring that team and that man specifically. And I know there's a bunch of stories out there from the team. You and I will have some of covering that team. I've told the story about my relationship with Demaryius Thomas, and I can quickly share that again, but I feel like I've done it a bunch. He's just took me under his wing. We were both rookies at the same time. He was a rookie in the NFL. I was a rookie in the media. And we just, I don't know. Some just drew us together. And we sort of became bros. Not like we're trading Christmas cards, but we see each other at places and hang out from time to time. So there were some cool moments there. And then just the Super Bowl 50 team. I was going through a really hard time in my personal life at the end of that season. And I was getting out of a marriage, and it was difficult, and it sucked, and it's really hard, and it's like the toughest thing I've ever had to do. I'm going to get like a little emotional right now thinking about it. But being around my friends, and I watched Super Bowl 50 at my buddy Chris's house. Shout out to Chris, still a great friend of mine. And being around that group of my guys that like I grew up with, played basketball with, skated with my whole life, and like turning off my nonsense for 4 hours to watch our team win the Super Bowl. That's what it is to me of like, man, I got to turn off the noise for 4 hours.
Right.
I had to go right back to it after the game.
Yes.
But for 4 hours, I got to turn that off, dude. And that's kind of what I'll always remember Super Bowl 50. I was down. I was down and out in my personal life. And like I said, just for 4 hours and then the parade and everything that came with it.
Right.
It was my, it's like, oh man, sports can be so big in your life.
Yes.
That's obviously the ultimate stage. They won the damn Super Bowl.
Right.
But man, that's my biggest memory and takeaway is like that team, that Super Bowl 50 team just made me realize I got so many people in my life that love me for just me, and we can all come together over a freaking football team. It was a cool moment. Man.
Yeah, we've got that love and support out there, man. That makes it a cool moment. And something that I have struggled with at times in my life is like, because look at our tribe roll call, man. We have all these important people doing important things. We're a couple suckers talking about football on the radio. But it's
For real,
because
dude.
the distraction is needed. Like I've felt bad sometimes. Like all I do is distract people from the real stuff, and trust me, I'm dialed into that stuff, and it's not great, Bob.
Yeah.
So part of me is like, we're just a distraction. Sports are a distraction, but the other part of me is like, we really need that. You and I have both heard from people going through chemo. And like, hey, your show keeps me going. And I'm like, thank you.
That's like the biggest honor.
Right. We're there. We're fighting with you, man. We're right there with you, and we're just talking. So
we've won some cool awards, even you and I.
Right.
Those don't mean jack compared to those kind of texts and messages.
Exactly. So all those messages mean something, and to have sports is that distraction, and the Super Bowl 50 being the ultimate distraction. It's gripping. It's riveting. That's why we love sports. So, and we love DT. The memories. Got to talk to Court yesterday about how he's carrying on the tradition of getting donuts on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a charity thing that he's started, right?
Yeah. So it's great to hear and kind of see that connection and kind of pass down from Broncos generations, if you will, because you had a great one in '88. And 14's following his footsteps and doing the same things, being the same type of man that he was, just kind, gentle. I think that's the best way to describe Demaryius, right?
Oh, yeah. Some people like John Elway walks in the room. There's a aura about him.
Right.
Not that there wasn't with Demaryius, but like to me, like I'm seeing it right now. That giant smile of like his energy was contagious because it was so positive. And even at times where, I mean, you were there. We were both there together. Like there were some bad times while he was on the football team.
Yeah.
And he's still showing up with a smile, trying to pick other people up around him.
Right.
That's, screw the football stuff. That's what good human beings do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's who he was.
Well, I was at the press conference when it was announced his mom was going to be able to watch him play football when she's getting out of prison. And just the emotion on his face of being like, it was that little boy that gets to show off for his mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we all, in sports or music or whatever we do, y'all kind of want to show off for your parents, right?
Yeah. Why do you think I'm here? That's the whole reason I work at this job.
So to see that little boy version of Demaryius standing up there as a grown man and to have that big smile you mentioned, that smile, I mean, it light up the Mile High City.
Yeah.
I'm
really
getting chills just talking about it. But to be at that presser, to hear him talk about his mother and what she meant to him and how it was going to be special for him to play football in front of her, that was awesome. So listener to Court talk about DT, just kind of the remembrance of, what Demaryius Thomas means to this franchise, it's fantastic.
It is. This is a great memory from OJ in Tampa. He says, best memory with DT, playing catch with him when we played the Packers in 2017.
Whoa.
Great man, R.I.P. to DT. OJ, dude, doesn't get much better than that. Also, like, are you in the stands? You know what I mean? And he's throwing the ball to you. That's like the coolest moment any fan could ever have.
Yes. He would make it your moment. I think that's the best thing with Demaryius.
That's such a great way to say it.
It wasn't about him. Like, I'm Demaryius playing catch with you. It'd be like, hey, what are you doing? He genuinely cared about us. I'll pull you behind the curtain. We're not anybody's friend. Even me and CJ Anderson. Like, we're bowling partners, whatever. But, like,
it's actually like a work colleague.
Exactly.
Kind of
thing. Right. But Demaryius cared about you as fans. He cared about us as media. Cared about his teammates. Like, that was the thing. And he made it not about him. There's not many humans like him.
Yeah. You're 100% right. Not many humans like him at all. This is from Levi over on the Western Slope. One of my favorite DT moments, the overtime catch from Tim Tebow, the stiff arm. We might have to bring that one back today, Kev. Ike Taylor for the touchdown. Of course, that's a huge mile-high moment, says Levi. Sutton has a DT game. Oh, that's what he's saying. His mile-high moment.
Whoa.
Sutton has a DT game, 8 catches for 88 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Levi, that's the leader in the clubhouse's best mile-high moment nomination right there.
I didn't ask him,
call.
But I kind of wanted to ask Court if he was going to have like a DT T-shirt underneath his jersey.
Oh, and then
so
pull
he
it
could score a
up.
touchdown and then pull it up, have a DT T-shirt. I didn't ask him. I
That's
didn't want to
sick.
spoil anything,
Yeah.
but it'd be kind of cool. Some nod to DT during the game would be awesome.
Yep. I still have, oh my gosh, I can't remember the guy's name. James Hernandez used to do this 5280 shirt shop. I don't even know what James is doing anymore, but he was a buddy of mine back in the day and actually helped me along the way.
That's good shirts.
With some of my media stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, my first YouTube show was in 2012. He was like a sponsor of mine, and he gave me free shirts, and I put his logo in the background. I still have it, Optimus Prime, and it's Demaryius dressed, looking like a Transformer, wearing the old orange and blue 88 jersey. I'll probably be rocking that one game day on Sunday this week.
Nice.
So fun stuff, man. Like I said, share your memories. Share your memories about Super Bowl 50. Share your memories about Demaryius Thomas and the great man and football player that he was. And we'll kind of spread that throughout the show today as our theme for the day. So keep the text coming in at 303-713-1043 and over on YouTube.com/DenverSports. All right, I want to talk about the Broncos and how they look on Sunday. Should they be playing with more tempo? Should pace be a priority for Payton? Let's talk about it and hear how Bo Nix feels about pace coming up next.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 13 years of age and older that are residents of the state of Colorado. Unless otherwise specified, employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or an entity associated with the contest may not enter. Full general contest rules are available at DenverSports.com.
At 303 Law 4040, we know getting into an accident stinks, and so does getting worked over by the insurance company or even your slick-talking made-for-TV lawyer. So if we can help, just give us a call. 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
What's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Disappointing offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with Orchard. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale and helping you sell on the market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then once you're all settled in, your Orchard agent helps sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one Orchard customer said. I never could have sold without Orchard. I made way more than I expected, and it couldn't have been easier. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
Catch Telestrator Tuesday weekly on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, where Stink or Stoke dive into the past weekend's games with a coach's eye, using insights into what went right and wrong on critical plays. Telestrator Tuesdays, powered by Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain. Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at spineone.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey, bro. Weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text STUDENT to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text STUDENT to 323232 right now. Text STUDENT to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's STUDENT to 323232. Text STUDENT to 323232 now.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's powered by Hellsberg. Shop and store are at hellsberg.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, TU Hockey skates with Lindenwood with pregame starting at 5:30. Saturday on 104.3 HD2, Air Force football faces Wyoming with pregame starting at 1. Then on The Fan, home of the Colorado State Rams, CSU football faces Hawaii with pregame starting at 4. Presented by Rox Heating and Air.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at wistaracu.com.
You're listening to Dover and Cecil on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Let's talk about pace, Cease. Tempo, if you will. You were down there, so I know you heard Bo talking about it. And it's something that we've seen them have success using. We've certainly seen them, or Bo specifically, have some success using pace, tempo, when he was a collegiate player. So should they implement a little bit more of that? Something that Bo Nix was asked about yesterday. Bo, do you like going no huddle? Do you like playing with pace?
I just like it because it gets the defense off balance. They, don't have many calls that they can get to when you go quick. And we just play well from, quick game and getting to the ball, seeing what they're in, just finding answers and going. I think it's just tough on defenses. It always has been. I think that's the biggest reason is because it limits what a defense can do. You're more attacking them instead of letting them sit back and attack you. So I think it's worked well when we've done it, and so I'm sure we'll continue to do it.
So it sounds like he really likes it.
Yeah.
It sounds like he all but said, like, it sounds like we'll continue to do it. You should have been like, I hope we continue to do that. Wink, wink, hint, hint, Mr. Payton. Again, and now I know Sean told us as much. Sean allows Bo to have an input in the plan. I don't know that it makes the call sheet, but he at least allows him to have an input. So, Cecil, I imagine, right, it's not like Sean Payton's that stubborn. Now, he is stubborn, but it's not like he's as stubborn enough to go, oh, that's what you like? Yeah, I don't. We're not going to do it anymore. Or is he?
Well, what's going on then?
I mean, they haven't run it a lot. It's usually just the 2-minute. When you see it traditionally,
right.
That's when they're running a little bit more of the hurry up. But that's when they've had some success. So why not add that to a little bit more of your game plan?
I have had several thoughts on this conversation since yesterday, and talking to Sean Payton and talking to Bo Nix, and in hearing this conversation about tempo. They're not on the same page. Now, I'm not breaking any news. Oh, my God, Lammy said they're not on the same page. We can just watch the games.
Yeah.
We know they're not on the same page. So who's going to win this battle of wills? Bo Nix, and it's in one of these answers. I think it's in 6. He did say, like, I don't really want to be annoying. And part of me, I almost blurted during the answer.
You're like, be annoying.
I'm standing right in the middle, and I'm like, whoa, no, annoy Sean Payton.
Yeah, he annoys us.
Him. Sean likes it when you push back. Sean likes it when you have your very strong opinion. Sean likes it when you are taking some control. So I've had a ton of thoughts on this. And in fact, this entire show, we're going to go through some of these thoughts because I've always said Bo Nix, I don't want Bo Nix calling his own plays, right? Don't want Bo Nix calling his own plays. But maybe I do. Maybe less Sean and more Bo is the right formula. Who wins the battle of wills? If, in fact, there is a battle of wills, and if, in fact, you think they're not on the same page. Are they on the same page?
Not right now.
Who wins the battle of wills?
Sean
the quarterback
Payton.
or the coach?
Sean Payton.
Or the Sean Payton.
Yeah,
Sean wins.
It might be different if the coaches weren't, second-year quarterback and Sean Payton.
It sucks that I have to say this, but I believe it to be true. Bo has to fight Sean.
Like square up?
Yes. Step 2, throw down. He has to fight the kind of managing of Sean Payton.
Mm-hmm.
He has to fight through it. He's kind of got to do his own thing, right? And that's where he might have to wave off a play. Peyton Manning did it to Tony Dungy. And am I having expectations like that for Bo Nix in year 2? Yeah, kind of. Because what I've seen when Bo is comfortable is it looks really sharp. And what I've seen with all these packages and all these formations and these different plays and here's a different motion, I see penalties, I see an offense that is out of sync, and I see a quarterback that does not look good.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like ironic that, hey, play with pace so that Bo doesn't have to think as much. And you go, well, if they're going to play with pace, you're getting to line scrimmage quicker. You have more time to dissect what's happening pre-snap.
Yeah.
But you're also, in 40 seconds, making sure everybody's lined up. Is your tight end in the right spot? Do we have enough guys on the line of scrimmage? Okay, do I have one-on-one out there? Like, that 40 seconds is coming quick, and it's a little bit more for Bo to think about the play that's happening instead of the coach that's yapping in his ear over and over again. So it's almost like, in a weird way, less chaotic for Bo Nix.
Right.
When he's running to the line of scrimmage. It's, hey, we're all in the same fluid motion working together instead of yap. Oh, crap, I got 4 seconds to get this to the team. They have 10 seconds now to get to their spots, and we have to snap the ball.
Well, and Peyton Manning would use tempo without even snapping the ball quickly.
Right.
Because Sean Payton's pushback a couple of weeks ago when talking about this tempo thing is like, maybe I want my defense to rest. Maybe I blah, 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 blah. You could run tempo and do just like Peyton Manning did. Peyton would go to the line with, 18 seconds left, and he's looking at the defense, and he wouldn't snap it until 5 seconds because he took that 13 seconds for motion to bring it over, kill the play, or change something. He'd do the Omaha, everything. Like, that was part of his wizardry. his mastery of this Broncos offense was like, okay, I'm just going to look at you for a long time, but I'm going to get up to the line of scrimmage. Do you really need a huddle when you're going, 3 wide? Do you really need to do that, or can you use tempo as a weapon? Sean Payton needs to be better as the first 15 plays. I sent you guys a DM besides Latina Baddies from Ian Hartitz, who said offensive EPA per play during the first 15 plays of the game. The Broncos are below the middle of the pack. They're below average in that. The Giants are well above average. Now, they're terrible after those first 15 plays. That's why the Giants, I think ZB had it. We talked about it too. Like, they're scoring every time they're Jackson Dart in the first drive. What after that? What after that? I feel like people are just watching highlights of the Giants and not the full game. Like,
that's exactly what they're doing.
What happens after that? Okay, there's a headbutt or two, and there's a blue tent, and Brian Dable's yelling. But like, your EPA per play on the first 15 plays needs to be better, and then the tempo needs to be better. And Bo, be annoying to Sean.
Yeah, 100%.
Annoy him. Get under his skin.
By the way, when you sent that thing, the first thing I popped in my head is like, oh, well, that's because they haven't used the script outside of like 2 or 3 games. The Denver Broncos.
Isn't that just standard?
I thought so.
And isn't going, we always talk about fit. It's the fit with Bo Nix and Sean Payton. Okay. Why is Sean fighting this fit?
That's a great question.
Why is Bo not pushing hard enough for the fit?
That to me is what stands out more. Bo, you're in the second year now. You're not little, wide-eyed, just drinking through a fire hose rookie quarterback anymore. It's crap to get off the pot, man. Like, it's this point of your career where people start going, hey, do we want to consider, talking about what the cap looks like moving forward, about a big deal for a quarterback, or are we going to be in the business of finding another one in 4 years from or 3 years from right now? So that to me is what it more leans on. Bo, this is your team. Right now, again, we always say face of the franchise. I think the general thought is this is still Sean Payton's football team. Screw that. I'm done with it being Sean Payton's football team. It's Bo's football team. Bo is the face of this franchise, and he needs to start acting accordingly. I got to read you this text. Josh, the farmer in Kansas. We were just talking about how these kind of texts just make everything worth it. Hey, guys, I found this station and your show when I was fighting cancer. I went through 3 stem cell transplants in Denver between 2019 and 2023. I remember the first time I found the show, it was Josh and Stoke, but they had Cecil on as a guest. You guys brought smiles to my face that I severely needed. I'm now in remission, and I am back to my regular self. First of all, that's awesome, Josh.
Yes.
I listen every chance I get. You bring joy to people who need it. Thank you so much. Josh, the same way made you feel, I'm feeling that way right now with the joy and the smiles because, one, you're here, you're with us, you're fighting the good fight, and you're still out there doing your thing at your farm in Kansas City. That's what it's all about right there, Cease. People fighting the good fight, keeping their head up, keeping a smile on their face, and enjoying a little bit of fun radio with, idiots like us that can try to make them laugh sometimes.
I don't believe it was Bukowski, but there was a philosopher, it might have been like Alan Watts, that said, we're all walking each other home at night.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I like
that's what we should be, right? We should be friendly. We should have an air of togetherness, community, right? So love that.
Another texter in Kansas as well. Brian is working a 12 to 14-hour day. Love that grind, Brian. At a nuclear plant in Kansas for our refueling and maintenance outage. Love listening to you guys and enjoy the DT stories. Great player and even greater person. Brian in Kansas.
Did you say nuclear? Are you George W. Bush?
Nuclear right there, Cease.
Wait, are you sucking up to Condi? The Condoleezza Rice?
I might be.
Kowalski analysis.
Would.
Me too.
Condoleezza Rice. That's how I have to say it all times. All right, let's check what's happening inside the internet. Couple stories to talk about. One, continue to talk about Bo Nix and how he handles mistakes, and an interesting article in the Denver Post I want to kick around with Cecil Lammey and our tribe members. If you could redo it, would you actually pick Cam Scatterbo over RJ Harvey? We'll answer that next.
As he works into his sophomore season, is Bo Nix being graded too harshly?
It's not his fault who's on the schedule. That's why everybody wants to move the goal. Oh, you got to win one-score games. All right, he did. Well, it was against the Jets. How many qualifiers are you going to give? Give the guy a little bit of credit and stop with the damn qualifiers every time he does something you say he couldn't do. That's what drives me crazy.
Yeah.
You move the goalpost every single week.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Chernak from Denver Regenerative Medicine. When it comes to healing, there's no one-size-fits-all. Every patient receives a unique treatment plan designed just for them. We use either your own stem cells or carefully selected donor cells to treat degenerative joints, torn muscles and ligaments, and even back injuries. Our goal is lasting healing without unnecessary surgery. And right now, we're offering 10% off treatments through October. Schedule your free consultation today at DenverRegen.com. That's DenverRegen.com.
Brandon Stokely here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you ready for winter? Worries you might need a new furnace? Don't know where to begin? Rocks Heating and Air makes it incredibly easy with their new, free, no obligation online heating and cooling quote. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you options instantly. No calls, no waiting, and transparent pricing. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair, ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Attention taxpayers. If you owe $5,000 or more and have missed another tax deadline, you're officially on the IRS's radar. The IRS has resumed aggressive collections. That means wage garnishments, bank levies, even seizures of your home, car, or retirement accounts. If you owe $5,000 or more and missed the deadline, you're stacking new debt on top of what you already owe. Call Priority Tax Relief now. Their experts fight back fast and are saving their clients millions in tax debt every month.
I owed over $50,000, and they settled it for pennies on the dollar. These guys are as legit as they come.
After speaking on my behalf with the IRS, my entire debt of $25,000 will be eliminated.
Whether you've received collection letters or you're already facing liens and garnishments, call for your free consultation. There are no upfront fees. Priority Tax Relief. Let's make your taxes our priority. Call 800-968-3159. 800-968-3159. 800-968-3159.
Priority Tax Relief.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
Caffeine doesn't have to be bitter or boring anymore. 5-Hour Energy Shots are bringing the flavor and energy. One of my personal favorites, Strawberry Banana. It's giving smoothie vibes in a compact caffeinated shot. Whether you like your energy sour, fruity, or tropical, with 17 flavors, there's something for everyone. And yeah, it's got as much caffeine as a 12-ounce cup of coffee, but with zero sugar and no crash. Big flavor, tiny bottle, tasty caffeine done right. You can grab yours in-store or hit up 5hourenergy.com or order on Amazon today.
Eli Manning here, reminding you there's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian Sliders. King's Hawaiian Sliders make you a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Cliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. From conspiracy theories to cat videos, the World Wide Web can be a terrifying and beautiful place. So strap in and follow Dover and Cecil down the wormhole as they take you inside the Internet.
This, Jen, is the Internet.
What is inside the internet that you need to know about? We start over at DenverSports.com, where we encourage you guys to start your day as well. Get the latest from your favorite writers about your favorite teams, or catch up on the podcast from your favorite show right here on the station. First up is an article written by Will Peterson, and he's highlighting a few things that Bo Nix had to say yesterday, Cecil, and he's talking about mistakes. After Bo makes them, how does he react? How does he feel? Quote from Bo, I'm definitely tough on myself. I think it's just how I grew up, how I was raised. My dad was my coach, so he was always tough on me. So it just kind of continued. I hate making mistakes. I hate not doing the correct thing and can be tough on myself, but at the same time, I have to give myself some grace too and just move on and go to the next play. Sure, I'm going to make another mistake, and I'll fix that when it happens, end quote. So he also goes on to talk about the routine mistakes that he makes are the ones that kind of really eat at him of like, hey, I know I'm good enough to make that throw. I would say those deep balls that he missed a couple weeks ago, is he mad about it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is it the end of the world? No. I think that throw to Marvin Mims that we talked about a whole bunch, that's what eats up Bo Nix, and it should, because that's a throw that every NFL quarterback at this level must hit about 90% of the time, and that one was just a bad ball to Bo. So I like the fact that it's in there. I like the fact now he's saying and doing are two different things.
Right.
Saying that I move on quickly. And I would say, look, for the most part, I don't see Bo Nix hanging his head or letting something stay with him for multiple plays. But yeah, so I like the fact that there's some sort of rhythm and routine, and we were just talking about it. Like, I'm sure when he makes a mistake, he hears Papa Nix just in the back of his head saying, hey, what the bleep's going on here?
Can Sean Payton be harder on Bo Nix than he's harder on himself?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was actually going to say no.
You don't think?
Sean Payton is a little cantankerous.
Can I say, like, Sean Payton would harp on it longer than Bo would allow it for
Right,
himself.
right. Bo with that short memory, and that's where his athletic arrogance comes in. Now, he's got to make plays to back that up,
No
right?
doubt, man.
I'm going to keep being aggressive, and then he keeps checking down all the time. Like, no, you have to play well so that you can maintain that athletic arrogance and that confidence, basically. Is Sean Payton hurting the confidence of Bo Nix?
At times, yeah, he is.
Because he's too in his head and too many like he's messing with his confidence. Sean needs to check himself then.
So, I mean,
or Bo needs to check him.
Don't you think that? Of like, hey, I feel pretty good doing this. All right, well, let me understand that, have a complete grasp of what you're asking me to do before you add something, and then when you add something and I don't understand it, you're on my you-know-what. Like, that doesn't help anybody. That just creates more unnecessary and unwanted pressure.
Well, Sean Payton's wanting to microwave things.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got a slow cooker, right? And it's, as it should be. It's a young quarterback. It's a second-year quarterback. That's not making an excuse. That's just the reality of football.
He wants to put Bo Nix in an air fryer, and we got him in a crock pot on a slow cook.
Exactly, right. It's on low. So let it cook. Let him simmer. And Sean Payton right now is kind of refusing to do that. Maybe there's a coming together moment. Maybe we can talk about a wake-up call for this Broncos team. Like, did they get that by barely beating a terrible Jets team? If Tyrod Taylor comes in, and Mace said this yesterday, he said, you know, when the Jets got some movement, they got some first downs before the halftime, that kept Justin Fields in.
They were going to make a change. Wow.
So Tyrod Taylor probably beats the Broncos last week because Justin Fields is not good at football.
He's not.
So, like, is that enough of a wake-up call? Would you realize that if you're Sean Payton? Like, hey, my buddy Aaron Glenn has a terrible team, and they almost beat us.
Sean didn't say anything. He's fully aware of how bad he was on Sunday in London.
Okay, why is he so hard on Bo? Should be hard on himself. Somebody needs to call out Sean Payton. Talking to Joe Lombardi today. You want me to ask him?
Oh, that'd be a fun answer. Just to see him be all squirmish about saying bad stuff about Sean Payton.
Hey, when there's a call that Bo doesn't like, do you ever tell Sean? You know, there's a way to phrase it.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind you asking that.
Okay.
Wouldn't mind you asking that one at all. All right, so yeah, fun stuff again. Good article by Will Peterson. Get to DenverSports.com and check it out.
Where'd you hear that?
The internet.
And you believed it?
Yeah. They can't put anything on the internet that isn't true.
Saw this on the internet over on our newspaper's website at DenverSports.com. Sean Keeler, a buddy of ours, Cecil, we both know. I like Sean. I think he does good work in this city. He wrote about the Broncos and their running back choice of RJ Harvey. And he wondered in his article if the Broncos would be in a better position here today on October 16th if they didn't select RJ Harvey and they selected Cam Scatterboo instead. Cecil, I'll ask you the question. Now, look, he scored 3 touchdowns last week.
Sure.
Of course he's going to be hot.
Right.
He's the flavor of the week right now.
Right.
He scored 3 touchdowns. He's a white running back, and he's bat poop crazy. That's going to make people kind of like the dude a little bit. So is he better at running the football than RJ Harvey?
Well, does he fit with Sean Payton? I mean, I could easily make the argument, is it better, rather than RJ Harvey, Cam Scatterboo, should we have a Javonte versus JK conversation?
Keeping Javonte around here.
Exactly. So, okay, who is going to fit? Javonte kind of fit, but it was time for a fresh start, and we're, excited that he's doing well in Dallas, except for when they play Dallas, and then forget you, Javonte. But, is Cam Scatterboo in his limited skill set, and knowing that he's going to play 2 years. Mm-hmm. He's going to play 3 years. And I don't want to be a doomsayer or, make fun of someone's health status, but he's going to concuss himself out of this league. That's just what's going to happen.
You're 100% right.
And, is that something that's beneficial when RJ Harvey could play 10 years or whatever? Plus, RJ he's a space weapon, a receiving weapon, a runner. He can run inside. Scatterboo was always the 2-down thumper. Okay, how long's that going to last, and would that fit Sean Payton? So I like the idea. I'm sure there's fans that are going to say, we should have got Scatterboo.
100%. He's one of the most popular players in the league right now.
I could say, okay, well, if you're going to say that, why didn't you get Ollie Gordon or DJ Giddens or any other of the Big 12 running backs that we watched and really were excited about? So I think it's a fun conversation, but at the end of the day, if you're trying to fit Sean Payton's offense, Cam Scatterboo's a little bit different from what Sean wants to do.
Yeah, I think that you hit it on the head when you said it's RJ at some point, we hope anyway, he's going to do more than what Cam's ceiling is much more shorter than what I believe RJ's ceiling is going to be. I think RJ, as you described, can hurt you in 1, 2, 3, 4 different ways. I think Cam Scatterboo can hurt you in about one way. Yeah, when it's 2nd and short, 3rd and short, 1st and goal, he's a problem. But outside of that, I don't know that Cam Scatterboo even beaten the weakest of inside linebackers down the field. I'm not quite sure that's the case for Cam.
Right.
So it's a fun conversation, fun question. You guys tell us, Cam, RJ, who would you prefer? One quick text here. Augustine, I believe it is, out of Commerce City. He owns AM Electric. On his way to Genesee to look at our next customer home project, local and veteran-owned. So we love to give the veteran-owned companies as many shout-outs as we can. But in the meantime, continue sharing your stories about Super Bowl 50's team, Demaryius Thomas, and tell us who you would rather have, Cam or RJ, on this Broncos team moving forward. We'll get to those texts and react to what you guys are saying, but we got to go to hour number 2, a.k.a. quarter number 2, picking the brain of our Broncos insider, Mike Cliss from 9 News. What's the latest with Dre Greenlaw? Is he actually going to play football? Let's hear how Mike answers that question next.
After a busy offseason, are the Denver Nuggets ready to make another run to the NBA Finals?
Right now, with this roster and an engaged Jamal Murray, I don't think there's a group of 5 basketball players in the world that can beat the Denver Nuggets in a 7-game series. I don't think it exists, if these things go right.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. Are you a first-time home buyer? Are you trying to lower your existing mortgage payment? Do you need cash from your equity? For most people, getting a mortgage means endless paperwork and weeks of anxiety. But with Cake Mortgage, our process is simple, fast, and hassle-free. Whether you're purchasing, refinancing, or looking to tap your home's equity, our team guides you step by step so you always know what's next. Our thousands of 5-star customer reviews will tell you no one can do what Cake can. So stop stressing and start saving fast with Cake. Your fresh-baked cake home mortgage is ready to enjoy. So don't wait. Call 1-800-EAT-CAKE. That's 1-800-EAT-CAKE. Again, that's 1-800-EATCAKE. Or visit cakehome.com. To learn more now.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking.
This is a thank you. Me to you. Listening to you, watching how you live your life, makes our path so clear. My name is Glenn Jamrock. I'm president of Alpine Bank, member FDIC. Over the years, you've taught us that we don't need to come up with the big idea. All we have to do is watch you and then follow your lead. You've taught us that when people work together, when we support one another, success is at hand. It all starts by listening, understanding, and then together, caring about what happens. You're committed to making a difference in your life, in the lives of others, and in the happiness and well-being of all. Thank you for making it so clear. The big idea is actually so simple. It's commitment. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right, you can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU Hockey skates with Lindenwood with pregame starting at 5:30. Saturday on 104.3 HD2, Air Force football faces Wyoming with pregame starting at 1. Then on The Fan, home of the Colorado State Rams, CSU football faces Hawaii with pregame starting at 4. Presented by Rocks Heating and Air.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at wistaracu.com.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Dover and Cecil.
Can I kick it?
Grateful for your time and always looking forward to this conversation. Let's start with a new guy out at practice yesterday. And Dre Greenlaw, saw you tweeting about his participation. So he's back. does that mean we'll see him in an actual football game coming up on Sunday?
I think based on what we saw yesterday, I think there's a real good chance. You can't get too far ahead of yourself with Greenlaw because, he's been here before a couple times, once in training camp and once that week before the season opening week, and had to shut it down. So he's got to get through a week of practice. I'm sure they'll make that determination on Saturday. But right now, it looks like they're planning on it. They're planning on him playing.
Be excited to see that, Mike. That is for sure. Now, this is a tempo question, but I'm going to ask it to you in a way that, well, I believe it's a great conversation. Are Bo Nix and Sean Payton on the same page after 6 games?
Yeah, I think so. I think for the most part, you're never completely on the front page or same page. For instance, that 3rd and 10 handoff to Prentice.
Right.
I don't think that's what Sean Payton was wanting.
Right.
But, that's how Bo read it. That's how he read the defense. And, Bo has, when he's at the line of scrimmage there, the way Sean Payton sets up his offense, Bo has, roughly 4 options. When I know everybody says simplify the offense, but I think what it comes down to is eventually, if you can handle it all, you can decipher everything, and the game's slowing down, and you're advanced, and you're reading everything right. It's better to have 4 options than 2. If you simplify it and you only have 2 options, and you go with that the rest of the season, well, eventually defenses are going to say, here's your 2 options, take away those 2 options. If you have 4 options, it's harder for the defense to defend. So in the long run, they're better off having more on Bo's plate. Maybe there's times when the game is fast and he's swimming and the defense isn't quite lined up the way Sean Payton thought it would when he sent the play in. But eventually, I think the thinking is, in order to get to where they want to go offensively, they've got to go through the growing pains and eventually get better, correct the mistakes, and they'll be a good offense. But right now, they're having trouble grasping it all. There's maybe a happy medium they've got to find in the interim. And it did sound like from Sean Payton yesterday that he's trying to find that happy medium. I do think he's trying to reduce the complications and sophistications of his offense, at least for a couple weeks, and then try to grow it from there. But that's the thinking with all the formations and shifts and motions is Sean Payton wants more, because the more you give to the defense, the more befuddled it's going to be.
Talking with our buddy Mike Cliss ahead of the Broncos and Giants game coming up on Sunday at Empower Field. Mike, the big news for 2 weeks in a row, and it's bad big news, is about the left guard position. So Pert now back on IR after Powers was on IR a week ago. They activate Calvin Throckmorton. Is that the play there, in your opinion? Do you think there's any conversation happening with George Payton teams around the league of going and getting a left guard while their big fella Ben Powers is out?
Yeah, I would think so. Just because, the left guard, and this is really no fault of Matt Pert, because he got hurt. He wrenched his knee on the 3rd play, and he did struggle the rest of the game. He did not play well with that wrenched knee, understandably so.
Sure.
And that was a big. That's probably an undertold factor in why the offense struggled so much. Was the left guard situation was killing them. It was hurting them, and so you need to stabilize that. Whether it's Palczewski or Forsyth or Wattenberg moving over, if they can stabilize it, maybe you don't go get a left guard. But I would think you're right now. George Payton has to look at the starting left guards on the teams that have 2 or fewer wins, and I'm guessing there. I don't know that for sure, but there's a pretty sizable hole, and this is a good offensive line with now one big gaping hole. Let's see how the other guys do this week. But yeah, you gotta. I think what you probably do is monitor it. You look at to see how the replacement plays this game. Say it's Palcho, and then make your evaluation from there about how much do you really want to give up in order to get a quality guard, because you don't want to give up a second-round draft pick for a starting left guard. You want to give up a 6th-round draft pick for a starting left guard. And a lot of the desperation there, I think, would be determined on how the latest guy plays.
But do you personally believe, Mike Cliss, part of the chain crew, the chain gang here with Dover and Cecil, that Vance Joseph is licking his chops at facing a rookie quarterback?
Yeah, I do. Although this quarterback's going to, has not more mobility than Justin Fields, but has already shown early signs of getting the ball out, processing quicker than Justin Fields does. And not only that, the Jets have a first-time rookie offensive coordinator. And, they showed him a lot. Now, look, the guy looked like he looked like he was grass. He didn't know what to call. He didn't know what to call. Brian Dable, who runs the Giants offense, is a very good offensive coordinator. Now, he hadn't had much success as a head coach, but when he was in Buffalo with Josh Allen, he kind of helped make Josh Allen what he is today. And so Dable will be a much better offensive coordinator and have a better game plan, better play calls, better schemes. Dart will get the ball out quicker. He won't be a sitting duck like Justin Fields was last week. But still, yes, I do think Vance Joseph is going to, confuse, mix up the man in the zone, show man, drop the zone, show 6 blitzers, bring 3 pass rushers. He's going to do things like that to, confuse the rookie.
Last one for you, Mike, and we're kind of honoring DT today. We saw your tweets and your story last night. Great work on your part. Can you tell us, kind of share with the fans, how much of Broncos country can participate in the honoring and celebration of Demaryius Thomas? Can they go hang out Sunday pregame when they're going to unveil the pillar and everything?
Yeah, it gets pretty crowded around there, but the fans do crowd around. There's hundreds that will be around on the pillar unveiling. That's a real neat deal. The fans kind of watch from overhead.
Okay.
In the ramp area above the plaza, the Ring of Fame plaza, and then at halftime, they'll unveil the banner on the facade there below the 5th deck, and that'll be nice. But yeah, it's good. It's Demaryius definitely deserves it. He would have been a first ballot guy. He would have gone in even if he didn't have an untimely death. He goes down as the second best receiver in Broncos history. Rod Smith is still number 1. The one difference between Demaryius and Rod Smith was, Demaryius could take that bubble screen and go 70 or 80.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And he not only had the size, he was like, 6'3", 220. He not only had the size, he was an athlete. I mean, he could go up and go get that ball. And he also had the speed. He had rare speed for someone his size. And that's why for about 5 years there, it was him, Julio Jones, and Antonio Brown, 3 great receivers at one time in the league.
It was a great time to be a Broncos fan, and it's going to be awesome to see him get honored the way he should, and very cool his mother gets to be a part of that. Mike, always great information, always great insight. We always enjoy our conversations. Keep up the great work, and we'll see you and talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
There he is, at Mike Cliss 9 News on Twitter. Follow him there. Read his work there. He's our 9 News Broncos Insider presented by Fitness Gallery. They sell the world's finest fitness equipment. All right, couple things to react to that we just got from Cliss. We'll do that and a few more names rumored to be available at the trade deadline that might just have some links to the Denver Broncos. We'll get into that coming up next.
Is the Broncos defense on the doorstep of a historic season?
You look at the landscape of the AFC right now, and I would go so far to say, or at least ask the question, if not declare, is the Denver Broncos defense the single best unit of any unit in the AFC?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
I just saw 2 houses for sale. Same neighborhood, almost identical, but one had an Orchard sign and it sold for way more. So I asked my friends at Orchard, why? The first house used a traditional agent. After weeks of price drops and frustration, they settled for less than they'd hoped for. The second homeowner chose Orchard and got more. Their local Orchard agent didn't just list a home, they marketed it. They knew exactly which upgrades would attract serious buyers and brought in a pro to handle everything. And even more, with Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, the homeowner moved into their new home before their old one even hit the market. They skipped all the hassles and showings. Never settle for less. Get more with Orchard, the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to buy your new home, even before your old home sells. Start with Orchard's free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game and the go-to spot for football season with wall-to-wall TVs, hearty eats, ice-cold drinks, and of course, those scenic views. It's a full-on experience whether you're catching college or pro games this season. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Dental phobia? Consider sedation dentistry with Clarkson Dental. Their highly trained team will lead you through an exceptional dental experience from that first fearful call all the way through to aftercare. Call the most experienced sedation dentist and staff. Clarkson Dental, ColoradoSedation.com.
For more than 52 years, Colorado families have trusted Gravina's Window Center of Littleton to protect their homes. And today you can do the same with 25% off Infinity from Marvin windows. The fiberglass windows built to last a lifetime and flexible financing and 0 down. There's never been a better time. Call 303-794-0490 or visit windowsforyourhome.com. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton, the family-owned company Colorado counts on.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text STUDENT to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text STUDENT to 323232 right now. Text STUDENT to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's STUDENT to 323232. Text STUDENT to 323232 now.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. Think a fender bender can't cause serious injuries? Think again. Many significant injuries don't show symptoms immediately. I've seen it. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law. Online at flanagan.law.
Catch Telestrator Tuesday weekly on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, where Stink or Stoke dive into the past weekend's games with a coach's eye, using insights into what went right and wrong on critical plays. Telestrator Tuesdays, powered by Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Trade Gen Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
Joel Klatt, the nation's leading voice in college football, joins Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth every Wednesday morning. Presented by Groove Toyota. Here we go. Tune in at 8:10 for exclusive insight, bold analysis, and maybe just a hint of shenanigans. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Dover and Cecil on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
This is the jam right here. Again, it's what are we, a couple weeks away from Thanksgiving, Halloween.
Yeah.
If you're ever looking for a cheap, easy, get it out of the way Halloween costume, you're the MXPX, that's the band here, the Chick Magnet, and you just staple a bunch of Barbies to your t-shirt. Chick Magnet.
Chick Magnet.
Boom. Short, simple, probably doesn't cost you anything. Take some Barbies from the daughter's room, staple them to your t-shirt, give them back to her. She won't even know.
What day is Halloween?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I was
October
gonna say,
31st.
Yep.
It's a Friday, Kevin said.
Why, thank you. It's October 31st. Because I'm going to wear makeup for my Halloween costume.
Oh,
which
in
I haven't
studio.
told you about yet. So you'll
Last
be
year
seeing that.
Last year you crushed it, though.
With the crow.
You were the crow, yeah.
Yeah.
That was freaking sweet. Nailed that costume. I don't know what we're going to be.
Then Joe Lombardi looked at me weird because I had to go to Broncos because it was Thursday
that's
last
right.
year. And I didn't have time to wash my face. So he was like, Kiss? And I'm like, no.
Kiss?
The crow. Yeah.
I kind of like
it's a generational thing. So he's like, Paul
Sure.
Stanley? He's
Sure.
like, no. It's the crow, baby. Crow. 90s. Not 70s. 90s, Joe Lombardi.
My nephew, Emerson. Sup, Emerson? His birthday's October 30th, so they always do, or his mom always does a dress-up birthday party, and he doesn't want to do it this year. So I don't know if we're going to dress up. We always get Halloween costumes because we want to hang out with Emerson and be in the crew, but he wants to do, he actually wants to do a Star Wars theme birthday party, but he doesn't want people to dress up as Star Wars people.
Oh, well, I do have a Jedi cloak if you ever need to borrow
really?
it.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe I just show up in that, and so he thinks I'm cool. That's really what I do every day is I try to make
Emerson's going to get you to watch Star Wars.
Try to make my dad proud and hope that Emerson thinks I'm cool. That's kind of where I'm, and Kelsey doesn't break up with me. Those are the three things I'm striving for daily.
That's good. That's a good list.
All right, Mike Cliss on the phone line, and a good conversation. We always get a chance to talk with Mike Thursdays at 11 o'clock, and we're grateful for his time. How about the Greenlaw thing? Says he thinks he's going to play, but I like that Cliss is sort of taking the same approach you and I have. Nothing's written in stone or etched in stone until he is on the field Sunday playing against the New York Jets. Like, I'm not really going to believe in Dre Greenlaw until 2:06 on Sunday when I see him with the uniform out on the field.
When you see him out there making tackles and arriving at the play where Cam Scadaboo is going to meet him. So I want to see it, and I want to see it in a bad way because you have Dre Greenlaw, one of the toughest hitters in the National Football League, going up against Scadaboo, who is, like a Mack truck. With a concussed driver. He's just going to drive through you, or at least try to. So, that's going to be a fun one. But like you, I can't really have any faith in Dre Greenlaw being out there, regardless of the practice status, the videos, whatever we see of Greenlaw. Just get out there. We've seen him practice before, and we've seen him have setbacks before.
Yeah. It's like the full of no pregnancy stories. Where's the baby? Where's Dre Greenlaw?
Right.
I don't care what's going on with his quad, what the setback was, what he wasn't able to do. Is he playing or is he not playing?
Is he out there and are the other guys ready? Because Dre Greenlaw versus Cam Scadaboo, advantage Broncos.
That's fun, yeah.
Cam Scadaboo versus Justin Sternod?
Not as fun.
Alex Singleton?
Not fun at all.
Yeah.
Not fun in any way. The other thing I thought was interesting that Mike gave us, you asked him the question, Cease, like, hey, the Payton-Bo relationship, what's going on there? Are they working well together to get the best out of each? And he started talking about going through growing pains. Sean being aware that he's throwing a lot at Bo and asking a lot of his quarterback and the offensive side of his football team. And he said he wants to get through these growing pains. That was his term, Mike saying get through these growing pains so that when Bo's fully comfortable in that, everything is just kind of natural. A part of me can understand that, but Why would you force growing pains? Those will come naturally. We saw it last year, right? Struggle, improve, excel. Isn't that kind of another way to say growing pains?
Right.
Struggle, improve, excel. You're figuring some things out. I get that you can't just make it simple and as vanilla as a young quarterback can handle it. But there is a fine line, and maybe that's what Mike's talking about, with Sean trying to figure out what that fine line is of we want him to be comfortable, but we also don't want it to be so bland that any old defense can figure him out every single play.
Why does he do it? Because he knows better.
Who, Bo?
No, Sean. Yeah, why does Sean do that? Because he knows better. Are you comfortable? Now, Kev, I already know your answer, so you're going to give me the answer I already know. I want you to give me an answer, though, Kev. Because here's what we're facing. In year 2 of Bo Nix, this is exactly what's going on. Exactly, 1,000%. I don't believe there's any other answer. Sean Payton will either break Bo Nix or he'll make him a super mega star. That's what we're looking at right now. Why is he giving him so much? Why is he throwing so much on his plate? Because Sean knows better and he expects more. Bo is either going to get broken by this treatment or he's going to turn into a megastar. Now, these are growing pains right now.
Sure.
Going to Adam Prentice, that was a Bo check. Sean covered for his boy yesterday. So Sean's being mean to Bo. No, Sean covered for Bo.
He protected him.
Yesterday at the press conference for that silly, dare I say, insane play where Adam Prentice gets the ball on 3rd and 10. That's Bo Nix checking into that play. That's Sean having it available, Bo reading the defense and deciding, give the ball to Adam Prentice on 3rd down. But are you okay with that? Bo Nix is either going to be broken by Sean Payton or made a megastar by Sean Payton. Is everyone okay with that?
Kevin?
That's what we're facing right now.
I think at some point he needs to stop being focused on Sean Payton and just do his thing. Like, hey, like that 3rd and 10 play. That was probably a meeting that they had that said, hey, if this is the look, always check to and run. So by the book of the law, Bo probably was like, oh, I got the look. I got to go to the run. Well, Bo, you got to understand you have a fullback in there.
Yeah.
Now you make a play. John Elway in the Super Bowl, 3rd and 6. The defense ain't there. What Mike Shanahan said, I'm going to go make a play. Bo, it's time for you to go make those plays. Stop worrying about
that,
Sean.
And he's a young quarterback, so we're going to give him grace, right?
But how much grace are we going to give him now?
Well, I want to say this of what you're saying about Sean trying to break or find Bo. That's a slippery slope for the head coach because I don't know how you feel. I don't know how Kevin feels, and I'm certainly not going to speak for Broncos country here in the tribe, but I know how I feel. If Sean can't make Bo work, I'm also done with Sean. So, like, you want to make or break this guy, you might be making or breaking yourself in that same setting or picture
Does Sean
that you're
think
trying
that?
to paint that. No, hell no, he doesn't think that. But I'm telling you how I feel.
Yeah.
And I think Greg Pinner is already one of the smartest owners in all of football. I don't think Greg Pinner's, in this to be best friends with Sean Payton for the rest of his life. Greg Pinner's in this to, 1, make money, 2, win. And
win a Super Bowl.
So I'm saying win a Super Bowl. So I think Sean needs to realize we're tied at the hip. If Bo's not the guy, well, neither am I. And he needs to be reminded of that.
Teams take on the personality of their head coach or their quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's definitely got the personality of their head coach right now.
Well, the quarterback doesn't really show anything right now.
I think Bo needs to be a little bit more annoying. What he said yesterday, I want to be annoying. No. Annoy Sean. Yeah. Make Sean change. Make him change to what you want him to, what you want to do.
Hey, Coach, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Like stuff like that?
Exactly.
We wondered if Coach Payton and the Broncos offensive staff were happy with rookie RJ Harvey. Well, my man, Cecil Lammey, asked that exact question yesterday. What was the answer? Find out coming up next.
As he works into his sophomore season, is Bo Nix being graded too harshly?
It's not his fault who's on the schedule. That's why everybody wants to move the goal. Oh, you got to win 1-score games. All right, he did. Well, it was against the Jets. How many qualifiers are you going to give? Like, give the guy a little bit of credit and stop with the damn qualifiers every time he does something you say he couldn't do. That's what drives me crazy.
Yeah.
You move the goalpost every single week.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Mike Evans here for Copperhead Plumbing. Your home doesn't have to flood before you know there's a problem. With the Mow and Flow Smart Water Shutoff System, you can monitor your home's water usage in real time right from your phone. You'll get notified the moment a leak starts. Trust Copperhead Plumbing for professional installation. Ask about installing a Mow and Flow system today.
Copperhead Plumbing, built to last. Call us once, you'll forget the past.
Copperhead Plumbing. They plumb different. They plumb custom.
I dared Archwell Health to keep track of my vitals and my grandkids' names.
I dared Archwell Health to simplify my prescriptions, so Max and I have more time to play. Good boy.
And I dared Archwell Health to be closer than my neighborhood coffee shop.
Our members dared us to do more as a primary care provider for adults age 60 and up. So we made it our mission. Visit archwellhealth.com and become a member today. Archwell Health. We dare to care.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and autopay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
This is Jeff for Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Greg.
Hi, my name is Greg. I've been a patient of Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic for over 10 years. I noticed that I was really tired. I was lethargic. I didn't sleep really well, and I was overweight. My waist was 4 inches over what it should have been. It was really difficult for me to lose the body shape I didn't like. And of course, my marriage, yes. No man in their 40s wants to have low libido in their marriage. I'm really thankful for this therapy because it just makes me feel the man I want to be, active, at home, everywhere. If you're feeling like I was, call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today and get checked. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Thanks, Greg. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the latest looks all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what you'll find. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU Hockey skates with Lindenwood with pregame starting at 5:30. Saturday on 104.3 HD2, Air Force football faces Wyoming with pregame starting at 1. Then on the Fan, home of the Colorado State Rams, CSU football faces Hawaii with pregame starting at 4. Presented by Rock's Heating and Air.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at WistaraCU.com.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Dover and Cecil.
So, what's the deal with RJ Harvey? Rookie running back selected in the second round by the Broncos, and a lot of us had high hopes for the kid. Cecil, you set the timeline.
Yeah, week 6.
6 weeks. Let him kind of figure out what he's doing. Let him figure out what his role is, and then start to see him roll and thrive in what he's being asked to do. But we haven't seen that yet. I mean, really, if you talk about, hey, what do you remember about RJ Harvey? It was one thing, right? The 50-yard one.
50-yarder against the Titans. That's it.
That was week 1.
Yeah.
And since then, you go, man, give that guy a little bit more opportunity. He deserves it. Let's see what he can do with it. So you asked the question yesterday, Sean Payton, are you happy with what you've seen out of your rookie running back, RJ Harvey, up to this point?
You know, he does a number of things well for us, and I think as this season progresses, we'll get a chance to see more and more of his skill set. But yes.
Okay, but yes, at the end there. He's like, oh, crap, I didn't answer the question.
Right. Are you happy with RJ Harvey? That's what I said. Are you happy with RJ Harvey behind the scenes in his preparation? Are you happy with his patience waiting for his opportunity? And then he's like, he didn't answer it, and then he's like, but yes. So he is happy?
I guess.
Okay, he does a lot of things for us.
Yeah.
And then I believe eventually you'll see more of his skill set. When?
Well, to me, it's
when.
Let's try to break that down and interpret what Sean Payton's trying to say there.
Okay.
To me, I hear him say, and he's doing sort of the same thing he's doing with Bo there. He's protecting his guy a little bit.
Right.
Because it sounds like he's saying, well, there's some stuff he needs to figure out. Yeah, he can do this, this, and this, but he still hasn't quite figured out this, that, and this, right? So there's still these things. And he said, as the season goes on, as we get further along into this, we're going to use him a little bit more. All right, so that means that's a head coach saying, without saying, yeah, he's a rookie. He still hasn't quite grasped everything we're trying to tell him to do, be it pass protection, be it assignment, alignment, things we've talked about with younger football players throughout their first season. That's kind of how I interpret that. Sean's protecting his guy, but still kind of giving us the hint that he's got to get better in a couple of areas.
Yeah, and he's probably behind the scenes working on doing just that because this team needs more RJ Harvey. We've talked about, is there a gap? Is there no gap? We did that yesterday, and I said there is no spoon and there is no gap. The question then becomes, who gets better the fastest in the AFC? Wouldn't you say that RJ Harvey doing more would help this team get better faster?
Heck yeah.
Well, if you have RJ Harvey blowing it up, right, and instead of talking about Cam Scadaboo, the NFL world is talking about, did the Broncos just get their new Alvin Kamara and RJ Harvey? I mean, that stuff's pre-written. It's ready to go. Kay Adams is ready to tweet about it, right? Like, I'm talking to RJ Harvey today on the show, Up and Adams. Like, if that were to happen, wouldn't that also mean, just math-wise, like the Broncos are playing really good football and the offense is excelling? Right now, the offense is sputtering. Enter RJ Harvey as that turbo boost, as that av gas, right? You ever use aviation fuel in your regular car?
No, but I've
or a motorcycle.
I've messed with a lot of aviation fuel.
Okay, yeah. You take a little cap full of avs gas and you put it in your motorcycle tank.
Really? Just a little extra booster?
Well, you can't put too much in or you'll burn up your valves.
100 low lead. It's pretty.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
RJ Harvey could be that av gas. Like, put in that aviator gas. Put in that to your offense, and then all of a sudden we are talking about the Broncos separating themselves from the pack. If it's a cluster, it's a pack. Separation, gap, no separation. I think RJ Harvey could be that answer for this offense to do more. And I had to ask Sean the direct question, because the actions, and you always judge it on their actions say they don't trust him. So I wanted to know, is he doing everything? Are you happy with it? And Sean kind of answered me, but then kind of didn't, but then totally answered me at the end.
One of our texters lost it here in the sauce. Oh, here we go. From the 289er, that's what they want us to call him. 30 carries through 6 games is silly. 33 is what the total is. Not nitpicking there, but just to get the average of 5.5 carries for RJ Harvey through his first 6 games in the NFL. If he were a 4th round pick, I'd go, oh, whatever. All good.
Sure.
5th round pick, okay, well, they're figuring it out.
Right.
He was your 2nd round pick. You went out of your way to get the guy. You bypassed several other running backs that people, Cecil included, and I value your opinion, Cecil, that thought might be a better fit in that spot right there. So why do you go out of your way to pick a guy in the 2nd round that you said is going to be a big part of this,
right?
And then you give him 5 touches a game in his first 6 games as an NFL rookie? That's the part that I can't wrap my head around. You went out of your way to get this guy, and now you're not even giving him an opportunity to show you who he is or show us in Broncos country why you picked him.
Well, and he could be successful with what you do. He could help out Bo Nix. RJ Harvey could make those big plays. Those 50-yard runs can kind of be semi-regular. I'm not calling it every game. I don't know. Kev's writing something down. It might be his mile moment. RJ Harvey, 50-yard run. I'm not saying that that's mine, Kev. That is not mine. But that could be somewhat semi-regular for this Broncos team. Or it could at least be the threat. Who threatens a defense now? Well, if you're preparing for the Denver Broncos and you're like looking at this offense like, oh, man, what did the Jets do? The Jets said, we're going to take J.K. Dobbins away from you, and we know that sauce on court's going to be an advantage for us, and we're going to try to beat you. Who's scary? It's Halloween, spooky season, right?
Yeah.
Who's scary on this Broncos offense?
Right now, not J.K. Dobbins.
And
Cortland Sutton. I still think Cortland's a threat. Like you said, like they
all right,
prioritize
maybe Ingram.
sauce.
It's kind of coming around with Ingram, maybe.
TBD,
but don't you want to be scarier?
Yeah.
Don't you want to have the best costume of all time? Don't you want to be the scariest team out there?
The whole conversation going into the season was, wow, they have playmakers now and a running game.
Well, what did Sean say? Besides, we're going to be a problem.
Yeah, he said a lot of stuff.
He did. Wait, he said we're going to be a problem. He didn't say who for.
True.
Is he going to be a problem for himself?
We're going to be a problem.
Right.
For the quarterback that I'm trying to develop.
You're just continuing it on?
Yeah.
You know, AI could get him to say that. You know that, right?
Yeah, they could.
Yeah.
Dude, did I send you guys? Have you guys seen that? I think I sent it to you, right? The AI songs are like I sent you guys Bone Thugs and Harmony, but if it were from the 60s or whatever.
Yes.
I've been seeing so much of that. And like, I saw Mini Men by 50 Cent as a rock ballad. And it slapped, dude. It was so good.
So you got to tell Joker about that because that's his favorite song, right? Mini Men?
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah.
I forgot
Tell
about
Nicola, hey.
You know what I should actually do?
Rock version.
Now someone's going to steal it. But go ahead and steal it. You guys do the work, and I'll show it to them. They should do Mini Men like Serbian folk style. I don't really know what their kind of music is, but like Serbian style. You know what I mean? You think Joker would love that, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe I'm the only idiot that likes those. Did you guys even like the video? You guys are looking at me like
no, I like it.
Now.
I didn't listen to it.
Oh, thanks.
Well, because it was
Kev.
Bone Thugs and Kev's like, yeah.
I was tired.
I will say there is some times where like I'll check my phone in the morning and you guys have sent stuff, but my lady and my wiener dog are sleeping, so I never get to listen with
you don't hit play,
yeah.
Right?
Like I'll play it, and for a second I'm like I'm gonna read their lips, and then I'm like, oh, this is stupid. I can't hear anything.
I can't do it. Well, we'll see if RJ Harvey can start doing more. It's a conversation that we're really not going to have unless he does start doing more.
Real fast on your question about Evan Ingram, if he's going to start to figure this thing out a little bit more. Sean was asked that about a flip being switched with Evan.
Look, you're trying to get touches to certain guys, Sutton, Ingram. You know, you're trying to get there's certain plays, obviously, that are designed for certain guys. That doesn't mean for sure they're going to get it, but he's one of our playmakers.
See, I like that. I wish that could be a further conversation with Sean. Hey, I love the idea that you have certain plays, you're going out of your way to get them the football. So when that doesn't work, try harder. Don't, Cortland's son, Sauce, Sauce and Cortland. Let's try to get Troy involved. Let's get Pat involved. Highlight who you want to highlight. It's J.K. Dobbins, it's Cortland Sutton, and it's Evan Ingram. Those are your top 3 priorities. Make it work with those 3 guys before you try to continue building the puzzle.
Yes, almost too many toys for Sean Payton.
That's 100% right. All right, we'll continue to hear from Sean. We'll check in with him a little later on that pace conversation we were having regarding Bo Nix, but we have to check our X. Talk a little bit about the Giants. Peter Schrager was kind of talking about these Giants being real or not real. We'll get into what he was saying, and you got to hear some audio of one of the greatest football rants of all time. We're celebrating the anniversary of that today, and you'll hear what it was next.
After a busy offseason, are the Denver Nuggets ready to make another run to the NBA Finals?
Right now with this roster and an engaged Jamal Murray, I don't think there's a group of 5 basketball players in the world that can beat the Denver Nuggets in a 7-game series. I don't think it exists if these things go right.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
I'm Scott Hansen, host of NFL Red Zone. Lowe's knows Sundays are for football. That's why we're here to help you get your next DIY project done, even when the clock isn't on your side. Whether that's a new Filtrete filter or Bosch and Cobalt power tools, Lowe's has everything you need to feel like the MVP of DIY. So get it done and earn your Sunday. Shop now in-store and online. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even I added too much water to the pizza dough day?
Yep.
How about getting a call from my daughter to pick her up at the airport because her boyfriend is unreliable day?
Especially that day.
What about finding out that one of my pipes suddenly burst in my basement day?
Progressive has every day covered 24/7 with the Home and Auto Bundle. Also, you have a lot of bad days.
Oh no, that was all the same day.
At least you're covered with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Bonnie from O'Meara Ford has convinced me they really want to earn your business. So, talk to me, Bonnie.
Well, O'Meara has over 1,000 vehicles to choose from. Plus, we have the largest service center in the region with 84 service bays. And we've sold 1 million vehicles since 1913. Our friendly staff will treat you right. And when it comes to repairs, our knowledgeable technicians do it right the first time.
There it is. O'Meara saves you time and money, whether you buy new or used. O'MearaFord.com.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Colorado can count on.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. AdvancedHair.com.
At Berg Simpson, we are passionate about what we do. We bring that passion and our expertise to the office and courtroom every single day. We're always working hard and are committed to doing everything we can to give our clients the best opportunity to have a great result.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
How good does it feel to let go of 82 pounds in just 16 weeks? And I feel free. Soda Weight Loss is the #1 weight loss company in America for client satisfaction and results.
In 16 weeks, I lost 82 pounds because I had learned how to eat smarter. And that's what Soda does. They don't just help you lose weight fast, they help you keep it off.
Join Soda Weight Loss now, and your partner joins for free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Whether it's kickoff, halftime, or the final drive, fuel your football season at Dickey's Barbecue Pits. Order the Two Can Dine for $29.99 deal. Two meat plates stacked with pit smoke flavor. Or go for the new Triple Play Combo. A classic sandwich, savory side, and a big yellow cup for just $12.99. No matter who you're rooting for, great barbecue is always a win. Dickey's Barbecue Pit, legit. Texas barbecue.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Don't at me, bro. It's time to check your ex.
Why are you stalking me?
No, not that ex. Twitter, unfollow. Here's Dover and Cecil to help you swipe, scroll, and screenshot your way through today's top headlines.
Power of social media. I'm on Team Gets It.
I got a couple tweets, Cease, and I want to know what's happening on your timeline.
Right
First
on.
up, a tweet from Peter Schrager. Covers the NFL for, right now, ESPN.
Yeah, that's my dude. Number one. Top dollar with the gold flea collar.
I've never met him, but I respect him, and I really think he does great work. He says on Twitter, massive show-me game and moment for the Giants this weekend. They're on the road. It's a hostile environment versus a top D in Denver, and the Giants haven't won back-to-back games since 2023, Cecil. They've lost 8 straight on the road, including some of their losses this season. The Broncos have yet to lose at home this season. And Peter ends his tweet with, if this group can win on Sunday, ... So that's just more proof to me that, like I said, the Giants are just so hot right now, right? After the performance they had last week, beating the Philadelphia Eagles, Cam Scatterboo finding the back of the end zone 3 different times. And they're a New York team. That's going to create some buzz. But, they do have a chance here in a show-me game. But, man, I look at this if I'm looking at it from the Giants' perspective, yeah, do they have a chance to win? Of course they do. But it's like a puncher's chance, in my opinion, right now. I think Jackson Dart is going to struggle against this Broncos defense. Now, I wonder if the Broncos offense can put some points on the board.
Right.
Because they'll struggle against the good, especially defensive line of the New York Giants.
Yeah, a great defensive line and a pass rush that's going to send wave after wave after wave after Bo Nix. So I imagine that Jackson Dart's going to have a long Sunday because of Vance and that defense, VJ, and the Broncos defense. I hope Bo Nix doesn't struggle against this Giants front seven that can get after you and make you uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's great at not taking sacks, but will he be great at not taking sacks and making plays?
Right.
Or is it, again,
and
check
I
down
don't
after
mean
check
to
down
be
after check
the
down.
RJ Harvey guy, but if there was ever a game against football 101, draw play screen passes. Sorry, Kev. Draw play screen passes, football 101.
Yeah.
How do you slow down a pass rush? Draw play screen passes. Who could be really good at draw plays and screen passes? RJ Harvey. Cam Scatterboo in one game a couple of games ago against the Chargers had 25 carries.
Wow.
That's almost the season total.
J.K. Dobbins hasn't even had that.
Right. 25 carries in a single game. But that's almost the season total at 33 for RJ Harvey. Come on, Sean.
That's nuts.
Come on.
That's actually unacceptable. That's crazy to me. On this day, back in 2006, we all just got done watching a game. Was it Monday Night Football? For some reason, I feel like it was Monday Night Football.
Okay.
And the Arizona Cardinals, then led by the late and great Denny Green, let the Bears off the hook. And then Denny said this.
The Bears are what we thought they were. They're what we thought they were. We played them in preseason. Who the hell takes a third game in the preseason like it's bull? We played them in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. And that's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Hell yeah, Denny.
Wow.
That's just fun to hear, man.
Wow.
The hammer on the table right there.
Yes.
I had not done it, and the guys cut off the back end of the quote because we didn't need to hear it. But this morning, the PR guy, it's weird. We've been in those situations, right? You've been in a room where a coach is not happy and kind of undressing the team or media right there.
Right,
and it's like,
right.
oh, this sucks. I'd rather be at home right now.
Sean Payton's been mad at me.
Yeah, you've experienced firsthand.
Yes.
But the PR guy kind of quietly goes, guys, Matt Leinart will be in here in 5 minutes. If you guys want to hang out, Matt Leinart, 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, he's so worried because he has to go now talk to Denny Green after he just had that rant. But, I mean, you think of that one, you think of Mora and playoffs, like all-time great stuff. That's on the list right there.
Yeah, I think Jim Mora also had a diddly poo at one point. We didn't do diddly poo. So thank you, Jim Mora, and R.I.P. Denny Green.
R.I.P. We'll always play that on October 16th. What's on your timeline, Cease?
Yeah, lots of stuff on my timeline now. I know it's Dove, Kleeman, whatever, but they had your birthday as your NFL job.
Okay.
We've done this before with our rock star, I'm using air quotes, rock star name. Mine is Zizi Gonzalez. You are your first pet and your mother's maiden name.
Oh, I am Cookie Jones.
Cookie Jones. And Kev is funny. Kev, what's your rock star name? First pet, mother's maiden name.
Coco Haas.
Coco
Haas is awesome.
Coco Haas. Zizi Gonzalez. And what were you?
Cookie Jones.
Cookie Jones.
Yeah.
I must have called you Cooper Jones. So now, Dove, whatever, tweeted out your birthday is your NFL job. So it has your birthday and then the team that you'll be for. So my birthday is August 14th.
Okay.
I will be the mascot for the Seattle Seahawks.
Crap.
What is your birthday?
I'm a water boy for the San Francisco 49ers. July 25th is
And
my
Kev,
birthday.
I already know your birthday. You are head coach of the Miami Dolphins.
Nice.
Yeah.
See you, Mike McDaniel.
He's getting fired anyway.
I'm going to make a trade.
Oh, here we go.
I
We're
would like
not taking Tua.
You guys get Tua, Tyreek, and Darren Waller, and 3 first-round picks for Bo Nix.
Wow. Wow. It's head coach, not GM, Kev.
He's like the Mike Shanahan.
I just want to know, would
like
Kev
it.
wear capris? Now, you don't wear Wranglers with your boots, which is
I don't like
very wrong.
I don't like baggy jeans.
Wranglers aren't baggy.
Mine are.
Wranglers are cowboy cut. Then go to the right spot and get proper wearing Wranglers. So you don't actually dress like country, but would you wear capris if you were head coach of the Miami Dolphins?
Is it like a requirement?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
this is what we do
Kev
here?
now takes over. Mike McDaniel out. Kev Kistner in. Are you wearing capris? Are you vaping on the
That's what I
sidelines?
say. You have to vape too.
No, I'm not vaping. No, I'm probably not wearing capris. I'll wear like joggers. I'll look like Sean McVay out there. Like what Sean McVay would wear, that's what I would wear.
Okay. That's what I think. McDaniels wears joggers and just pulls them up for some reason, and I have no idea why he's pulling them up. I guess maybe the humidity. He's hot, but yeah, he's getting fired. So Kevin Kistner, you're on your way in, man. Nice work, Kevin.
And then I have more. AI's out of control because now they have Pat Mahomes going to kiss the referee.
You see what happens after they hug?
Yeah, and then he gives him some cash.
They kiss, and he pulls out a wad of cash and hands it right over to the zebra
So
shirts.
I'm telling you, people will think, and I don't know, maybe it's just, maybe it's Facebook. There's like some Broncos blogs on Facebook. It'd be like, this guy did this for the community. I'm like, it's fake.
If there's
it's
any
totally fake.
Football, really any sports news on Facebook from someone who you don't know,
right?
It's fake.
It's fake,
and they're
right.
trolling.
Yeah, they're not supporting whatever charity or whatever cause.
yeah.
Like that's mostly fake.
Just don't get your news off Facebook.
Imagine how many people would think this was real. Watching this video of Pat Mahomes. Now AI isn't perfect because the Chiefs logo doesn't look like the Chiefs logo on the side of the
I
helmet.
didn't even notice
It says
that.
like KCC.
Oh,
instead
wow.
of KC.
Yeah, it does.
So it's a little bit off, but I bet there's people like, see, he kissed the ref. He kissed the ref. NFL, stop making it so obvious. Please. Are the Chiefs going to get a penalty? Can you bet on that? Where's Zach Bye? Like, can you throw down some ducats on if the Chiefs are going to get a penalty?
Oh, that's a great
Was
question.
that even something that you could do a prop on? Like no penalties called on your team?
Got to have some pretty good odds. That's
I was
not
going to say,
happening.
right. Well, I mean, the Lions are looking at they're like LeBron with J.R. Smith. Like,
Yeah.
what? What? No penalties?
Yeah.
So, yeah, now I think there's probably a Lions fan that put this out there because you'll be shocked to know everyone's upset with the Chiefs.
Yeah. Everybody that's not a Chiefs fan.
One more
here. Jameis.
Halloween in Greensboro, Alabama. Not Alabama. Greensboro, North Carolina. It's a skeleton of Bill Belichick and a skeleton of Jordan, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Hudson, right? Jordan Hudson?
I don't know.
Is that it?
Yeah, Jordan something.
So the OnlyFans model or whatever.
Yeah.
In somebody's yard.
That's actually really good.
So North Carolina, they have, because you want your spooky season stuff out. So
They
it's a
got the
couple
cutoff
skeletons.
hoodie.
Right. It's got he's got holding a clipboard, he's got a visor, he's got a headset on. She has a jean skirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought she had she's got really big boots. Look at those boots.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, North Carolina fans having some fun with that. Now
That's good. That's good.
In your new casa, in your new beautiful home, are you going to be big Halloween guy? Or is that one of your don't be that guys?
No.
That goes over the top with like Christmas lights or Halloween decorations. Like, are you?
If it were up to me, I would do none of that.
No Halloween? No.
Nothing. First and foremost, I'm lazy. Secondly, it costs money.
Okay.
I don't have any. That's where they come in.
Possibly you.
Possibly you guys. But my lady is all about Christmas specifically.
Oh, okay.
She's already told me, like, we're decorating for Christmas. You're getting your butt up on the roof, and you're hanging lights and all that stuff.
She already put you on the roof?
Yeah. So that'll be happening in Christmas.
Do it before it snows. Seriously.
Okay.
Like, do it now. Just don't turn your lights on.
Honestly, is she in the car right now? I don't think she is. What I'm going to do is when she's at practice, I'm going to pay someone to do it, and I'm not going to tell her about it.
Look what I did, babe.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I got
but
you.
I will say, it's not Leonard, but the guy next to Leonard, they've set up the front of their house, and it looks dope. We actually have like 3 or 4 houses on our block that have set it up, and it's really cool.
Okay.
So we're not going to do Halloween. We'll give out candy and all that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, we're not going to do decorations. Do you?
No, God, no.
Yeah, you're an empty nester too. You don't have to.
Yeah. So no, none of that. No decorations.
Christmas lights, nothing?
Not really. Okay. No. Put the tree up in the living room. Yeah. That's about it.
Well, and I have a bunch of Christmas decorations. We have a mutual friend whose wife goes nuts at Christmas, and she buys new stuff every year, and I get the old stuff. So it's like I actually have a ton of Christmas stuff.
Okay.
Now I have a house to put it in for the first time in my life.
That's really cool.
Yeah, fired up for it. All right, that's what's on our timeline as we have some fun every day at 11:45. Let's get into our lunch hour on a Thursday. Going back to the Broncos, I want to get back to honoring Demaryius Thomas and the Super Bowl 50 team this weekend. Let's do that by sharing some of our favorite memories about both coming up next.
Is the Broncos defense on the doorstep of a historic season?
You look at the landscape of the AFC right now, and I would go so far to say, or at least ask the question, if not declare, is the Denver Broncos defense the single best unit of any unit in the AFC?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Heads up, pros. Now's your chance to unlock deeper savings. The Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred pricing can help you save thousands on the products your business uses the most. But the current benefit ends November 15th. Don't miss out. Registration for the new program is free and easy. Just bring your tax ID or business or contractor's license to the Pro Desk. Register now to lock in the best wholesale prices before it's too late.
This is Todd Whalen, founder of Advanced Tax Solutions. I'm here with Wes. Tell me what happened between you and the IRS.
I ended up owing $55,000 on unpaid taxes. I hadn't filed for several years and ended up settling for $25.
Hold on. So you went from owing $55,000 to $25? Now that's a great story. How did that happen?
Well, it's rather amazing, I guess. It got to the appeals officer. The appeals officer signed off on it, and obviously we accepted it.
Wes, what made you come to Advanced Tax Solutions?
You hear of many different firms or whatever on the radio, some local, some not, and I felt confident from the radio spots I heard about Advanced Tax Solutions.
So how do you feel about Advanced Tax Solutions now?
Very, very lucky and very grateful.
And would you recommend us to your friends and family who are in the same situation?
Yes, I absolutely would.
Thanks, Wes. If you're listening, be our next great story, 303-753-6040 or advancedtaxsolutions.com.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Most people don't think about their garage door until it stops working. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. There's never a good time for your garage door to break, whether you're rushing to work or you're trying to get the kids to school. We know how much you rely on your garage door. That's why we offer same-day repairs, because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Over 90,000 five-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage door is what we do, but making your life easier and your home safer is why we do it. Families trust us because we deliver, and we'd be honored to earn your trust too. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game and the go-to spot for football season with wall-to-wall TVs, hearty eats, ice-cold drinks, and of course, those scenic views. It's a full-on experience whether you're catching college or pro games this season. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Embers Golf, where your passion meets the green.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU Hockey skates with Lindenwood with pregame starting at 5:30. Saturday on 104.3 HD2, Air Force football faces Wyoming with pregame starting at 1. Then on The Fan, home of the Colorado State Rams, CSU football faces Hawaii with pregame starting at 4. Presented by Rock's Heating and Air.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at wistaracu.com.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Dover and
Thursday. Inching closer and closer to the weekend. A little Bud Light Football Friday tomorrow. We're always fired up to be on the radio on a Friday. We'll, of course, get you set for a big Broncos weekend. Buffs have a bye. And, of course, we'll see if the Rams can officially start streaking after a win last week. That's all coming tomorrow. Today, we continue to get you ready for this game, and we're going to honor the Super Bowl 50 team and Demaryius Thomas. So while we get ready to do that, you guys start to send in some of your memories. You got a DT moment, something you shared with them, or heck, just a play that you remember with Demaryius Thomas. Share that, a moment about the Super Bowl 50 team, the people that you shared that victory with, all those good things. We want to hear them today as we honor the team that will be honored by the Broncos on Sunday and the player that will be honored all weekend, that is Demaryius Thomas. Send that information to 2 spots. The RamosLaw.com text line's 303-713-1043. Throw your name on your text, or over on YouTube. Just search Denver Sports on YouTube. Click the Dover and Cecil stream, and boom, you're right there in the chat room hanging with the crew.
I've got the crew and the tribe, and we're going to do Spirit Week tomorrow. Yeah. It's Spirit Day, basically. Wear your DT gear.
I like that.
If you have a DT jersey, or just wear your Broncos gear in honor of Demaryius Thomas and honoring Super Bowl 50. If you have, real or fake, one of those jerseys with the Super Bowl 50 patch,
those are dope.
Wear that tomorrow. Yeah. Send us pictures. We actually can get pictures on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. And, send us your pictures. We want to see you out there rocking Super Bowl 50 gear or Demaryius Thomas gear tomorrow. We do Spirit Week on this show. You want to jump in with the tribe? You're already in.
You are.
You're already in, right? We got you. You're right here with us. So join us wearing your Broncos gear tomorrow.
I like that. I like that a lot. So we'll rock our Broncos gear, rock your DT gear. That patch, the Super Bowl 50 patch, whenever I see that, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
But it has to be the right colored jersey. Kev, does that bother you as someone who was there at Super Bowl 50?
Yeah.
When you see the wrong colored jersey with the Super Bowl patch, it's like they didn't wear that jersey.
Was it orange? What did they wear?
The Broncos wore white jerseys.
You were there.
You were there. You were there.
We wore white jerseys that game.
Okay.
Panthers wore their blacks.
Okay, that's right.
And it bugs me when I see the logo on the orange jerseys or blue jerseys.
Really?
Yes.
Now, the crazy thing,
I had never even thought about this.
Oh, dude, it's
it's a thing.
It's a thing.
If you're gonna do a Super Bowl patch, it has to be on the right jersey. They wore white jerseys that day.
And the crazy thing is, the Broncos and the NFL did not sell white jerseys with the Super Bowl patch.
Whoa!
Like during that week, they did not sell the real stitched jerseys with the patch.
Really?
They made these fake looking things that were just blue numbers and a white jersey. It drove me nuts because I wanted a white Peyton Manning jersey. Every year for Christmas, the parents will ask, "What do you want for Christmas?" I'm like, "White Peyton jersey," because I have the logo,
the iron-on thing,
just ready to iron on, and we can never find the white stitched Manning.
So you still don't have it?
I have a white stitched
Wow.
Manning I could potentially donate, and it's from when I was fat, so it'd probably fit you.
Fits.
So I might be donating a white Peyton Manning jersey to you tomorrow. I'll just have to find it.
Okay.
That would be pretty sweet.
That would be cool.
Bring in your iron. We'll do a little social media post of you posting that thing up on there.
You could be on TikTok.
Yeah, I'll post it on
your
TikTok.
TikTok.
Exactly.
Iron it on for me.
I need content, so let's do it, man. Yeah, because I remember when the Nuggets won the finals and I was working for the team, they were selling that patch at the team store, and you could just bring your or whatever you're wearing.
Yeah, right.
Come and they would iron it on.
They would
for
do
you.
it right there
They
for
would
you?
do it for you right there.
That's cool, man. Yeah, that's really cool.
So I never thought about that, but it makes sense.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
rock your Broncos gear tomorrow. Rock your Super Bowl 50 gear, Kev. I know I want to see you in Broncos gear, so
Done.
We'll be dressing up tomorrow for Spirit Week, Spirit Day here as we celebrate at times, right? We did with the Avs home opener. We're like, wear your Avs colors, wear your Avs sweaters. So, yeah, it's honoring Super Bowl 50. Wear your Super Bowl 50 stuff.
You know, one of my other memories of that team, because we remember how important Brock Osweiler was for Super Bowl.
Of course,
50,
yeah.
Right? What did we start 5 games?
Yeah, they were 5-2. It's seven games. They were 5-2 in those games, and they don't get to Super Bowl 50 without Brock Osweiler.
And I was doing radio back then at a different spot and with a different person, and me and him, his name was Adam Kinney. Sup, Adam? Dude, we you get in debates. You and I have disagreed on stuff. Right. And we're a little further in than I was then, where I kind of
but Adam's got some opinions. I know Adam.
He does.
Yeah, he's got some opinions.
And I had a hard opinion, and I was like, nah, bleep that. I'm right. You're wrong. And dude, we opened up a show and got after one another. Kyle Berry might have been producing it at the time.
Okay.
And came in and was like, yo, are you guys all right? And I was like, I played it off. I'm like, oh, we're doing radio, baby. It's all good. But behind my eyes, I'm like, this mother beep doesn't think Peyton Manning's the guy. I'm about to, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's like so passionate about Brock Osweiler and Peyton Manning.
And that's why, as we remember Super Bowl 50 and honoring Super Bowl 50 this week at the Broncos-Giants game, that is the single greatest coaching moment in Broncos history. Gary Kubiak played that perfectly. If you bring Peyton Manning back too soon, then everyone knows that he's kind of done. He brought him back halftime of the Chargers game. Tyler always gloms on like, I came in too there. Brr. Okay, that's cool.
They were going to be just fine without you, big fella.
But to have Peyton Manning, the Chargers defenders that I've talked to from that game in week 17 or whatever it was, they didn't know what Peyton could do, so they treated him like normal Peyton, and he wasn't normal Peyton at that time. He was broken.
He never was again.
Right, but you just didn't know. And then they went, remember that game was so important, dude, and at halftime Peyton Manning comes in, Kev's going nuts, because they could have been, correct me if I'm wrong, Kev, they could have, with a win, been the number 1 seed or like the 8th seed or whatever.
5th seed,
right. So it was like either you're getting a home bye, which you totally needed, right?
Yep.
With Peyton Manning being broken. So Gary Kubiak still doesn't get enough credit for making that decision. I know Peyton got mad at him and did the double bird in the camera with him and Jordan Taylor because he made Peyton wait. And he never, and I was there every single media session. I was there talking to Gary Kubiak, and he would never commit to like, hey, Brock's our guy, or Peyton will get his job back. He never committed.
And I don't know
at all.
What you were told the timeline was, but I was told that it was a month of Manning saying, I'm ready.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Yes.
I'm ready, which led to the double birds.
I've heard that as well.
At the end of that month going,
Yes.
It's been 4 weeks and I've told you I'm ready to go.
But if Gary brings back Peyton earlier, then people figure out he's broken, and then it's game over.
It was the perfect play.
And they switched also the leading rusher that year, and I can't believe we've lost so many Broncos. I mean, we're honoring DT, but the leading rusher for the Super Bowl 50 team was Ronnie Hillman.
Ronnie Hillman, that's right.
R.I.P. And then when the playoffs came, C.J. Anderson took over in the backfield. So Gary made 2 decisions that people don't talk about enough on the road to Super Bowl 50. It was making Ronnie kind of the backup and featuring C.J. to help out Peyton, and it was going away from Brock, because they wouldn't have won Super Bowl 50 with Brock Osweiler.
No.
They wouldn't have gotten there without Brock Osweiler, though.
That's a good way to say it. Hey, you remember when they go to the White House, it was Obama, and he hit the Ronnie Hillman, and you're like, whoa. He just shouted out Ronnie Hillman. It was awesome. Kev, I want to ask you, because you were there for it, what did you guys do post-game? They win. So the confetti's falling.
You're 18.
Peyton's holding the trophy.
Double fist and some Bud Lights.
You know the one thing, I have the video, and I'll have to show you guys. When Elway got the trophy, there's audio of me saying, say it.
No way.
This one's
No
for
way.
Pat. I think we were all kind of
that's sick,
hoping
Kevin.
for that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, say it. This one's for Pat. And I'm like, ah.
And didn't he say, hey, he wouldn't want me to say this, but this one's for Pat?
He didn't want me to say this, but I'm going to say this anyway. This one's for Pat.
Dude, you got to post that, or at least this weekend.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
I'll have to find it. It's somewhere in my phone, but
okay.
Then what? Like stay in the stadium for how long? Then where do you go afterwards?
Stayed in the stadium as long as I could. Grabbed a ton of confetti.
Oh, you did?
To bring home.
Hell
yes.
Me and my brother were staying with some cousins in Sacramento.
That's a pretty long drive.
That's not close.
That's a 3-hour train ride back.
Wow.
Because we were balling on a budget right there.
Yeah.
You know, when Dad called me and said our tickets got drawn, I was like, we're selling the house. Let's go. Like, Mom's like, I don't know if we can afford this. I'm like, well, yeah, we are.
It's the Super Bowl.
We're taking a loan out. I'm going to see Peyton Manning in his final game in in a Broncos jersey.
Right.
I will say it did not hit me until on the Jumbotron they had the Broncos logo with the Lombardi trophy and it said champions. That's when I was like, oh my God, we did it. It was like the greatest feeling ever. I sat back in my chair and just took a deep breath because for 4 years, I didn't care about anything other than Peyton Manning winning a Super Bowl in a Broncos jersey.
Yeah.
I didn't care about
and
girls, money, job, anything.
He should have got 3 of them things. I mean, the 2012 Broncos was the best Peyton Manning full team. 2013 was the best offense. 2015 was the best defense. But Manning should have got 3 of them things there, man. And then the stupid 2014, the stupid Colts playoff. I knew Jack Del Rio was checked out. I knew John Fox was checked out. I knew before the game. And then I think it was T.Y. Hilton was Talib on T.Y. something, and I was like, oh, they totally got this wrong. They're all checked out.
I think it was Chris.
Chris would have worked against T.Y.
Chris came out and said all week I was on T.Y.
Oh, and then they switched.
And then they switched.
Game day, Del Rio was like, oh, we're going to put Talib on him. It's like, why? I will say Del Rio definitely heard me screaming at him.
Really?
Because I was like, you could just get the plane now and go to Oakland, dude. Like, we all know you're going there tomorrow.
He had other intentions.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome. Some DT memories from our text line. This is Coach C. This is awesome. And even a better story that you were with our guy G-Man. You know G-Man, right?
I love G.
Greatest DT memory says, I was on the sideline with Rich, G-Man. DT catches a shallow cross, ran right towards me, then down the sidelines and to the house. One of the greatest plays in the 40-plus years of me bleeding. Blue and orange, it was incredible, writes Coach C. First of all, you're a friend of our friend G-Man. That's great work. And that moment, that's freaking awesome. We've been fortunate to do it. Early in my media career, I got to be a sideline producer for Westwood One.
Okay.
Actually, BK set me up. BK couldn't be there. He normally does it, and I got to do it. And seeing the guys, that was like my first time of like game speed at field level. And going like,
scary.
Oh my God, they're not human. These are aliens with human skin on it because the way they move, hit, and that sound.
Right.
It's like I'm sure Coach C experienced like, oh, this is a completely different level than even what I know about it on television.
Yeah, on TV it's different, and from the stands it's different. You get field level and you see how fast these guys are, and it's like, wow. I feel fortunate that I was able to see almost every practice Demaryius Thomas had.
That's awesome, man.
I saw the first practice with Peyton Manning, and to Demaryius' credit, Demaryius was always going to be great, but to go to Peyton and to really like just jump in his back pocket, I don't think we don't talk about that enough.
No.
Because that very first day, Peyton Manning throwing passes, and he throws her out to DT. The ball falls short. He says, run it again, which is very rare at a open media practice at OTAs.
Yeah.
Run it again. They run it again. Ball falls short. Peyton, little upset. He's like, did I say 25 or did I say 22? Next time, runs it again. DT runs it at 22, and Peyton put it right between the 8s and the 8. The 8 and the 8, right there. I'm getting chills just telling the story. And then Demaryius really, others crumbled with Peyton Manning's coaching. I mean, Cody Latimer did, and Cody's a friend, but that was pressure that definitely got to him. Demaryius took that pressure and was like, I'm going to, with a smile, like match that intensity. Do not get it twisted. Demaryius Thomas, one of the most intense players on the field. He's just always smiling.
It's why we talked about it yesterday, and we were kind of poking fun at the rich kid, but like adversity makes you a real one.
Yeah.
Man, woman, you face some real life adversity. Your quarterback barking at you at work. That's not adversity. You know, if you're a guy like Demaryius Thomas, that's work, and you got to handle it the right way. So
yes.
I love that story. I love that. Like, hey, that's now the guy, the crew. We were just talking about it with Richie, and he's like, now are they going to do it on the first play? But I don't know. But how about one of those quick little, foot in the ground, quick screen.
How about a DT play?
To Cortland? Yeah, just, hey, the DT play. That's play one of the game. Play one of the second half, wherever Sean wants
do it
to put
with
it
Court.
in there. And it has to be Court.
It has to be Court, because Troy's the guy that could do it the most effectively because he's got the length and he's got the speed. Court doesn't have that speed, but I would just, you get inside the red zone and you try that there. Court's probably not going to break an 80-yarder, although that would be good. Kev's like, that was my mile high moment.
Gosh dang it. Let me cross that one out.
Take that one off. That's not my mile high moment either. But, get to a certain point of the field. Maybe it's inside the 40, something like that.
Yeah.
And you just run that DT play for Court. I don't think it's going to happen, but my God. If you know, you know.
I mean, dude, can you imagine? So Cortland, and just the guys wanting to support Cortland. If Sean goes, we're coming out on play number 1, and it's a screen pass, it's the DT play to Cortland.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't get out in front and block for this you aren't stepping on the field. And then they run it. There's some success to it. Imagine the momentum that builds for a football team on the first play of the game or the half or wherever they decide to do it. Sean is a player's coach. I mean,
you'd have
really
80,000 people crying.
Dude,
that's in the stadium. You'd be crying. At home, there'd be a ton of Broncos fans.
He's
going to
run over to that DT spot on the field, put the ball there. I'm getting chills now too, dude.
I'm getting chills thinking because he'd do the TO thing, look up at heaven, thank you, DT. Maybe he'd get down on his knees and pray. Oh God, that would be a moment.
That'd be cool.
So Giants, you have your fun. Giants, with the chain and the dancing. I'll do the Jonathan Cooper thing. And Kev, you need to watch that Cooper interview because. I don't think he took a shot at Jackson Dart, but he definitely was
you'd like it,
kind of
Kevin.
rolling his eyes at, hey, Jackson Dart, he's got those chains, he's got the dance. We all got to have something.
Yeah.
That's what Coop said. Well, the something we got is Super Bowl 50 memories, and the something we got is Demaryius Thomas.
A couple quick texts here. Our guy Tommy in NorCal sharing an awesome moment. By the way, he also says, you guys can stay at my house this year when we get out to Santa Clara for Super Bowl 60. So Tommy is already taking care of us in the tribe. Shout out to you. He says, traveled to Denver for the awesome AFC Championship game before Super Bowl 50. Was able to get to go to the Super Bowl in San Francisco after we found out I was going to be a father for the first time.
Wow.
Great times that I'll never forget. So how about that couple weeks for Tommy? You come back home, watch your team win the AFC Championship game. You got 2 weeks to get ready for the Super Bowl. It's in your city. You find out you're going to be a father, and then you go watch your team win the Super Bowl. I don't think it gets much better than that, Tommy. Remember that forever. That might be the best 2 weeks of your entire adult life.
That's pretty good.
That's freaking awesome right there. So good stuff. Keep the text coming. Like I said, share some of your DT memories or your Super Bowl 50 memories.
Kev's got more
well.
memories to share.
You know what I was thinking? I remember that Packers game in 2015. Demaryius Ware, this is an America's game. Demaryius Ware comes out and says, that's the week they brought back the Super Bowl 32 team. And it was their reunion.
You're right.
I think,
You're right.
Was it 25 years?
I
don't know. It was something.
This is
from
the Packers
98
game
to 2015.
Yeah.
when they shut down Rodgers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That game.
Okay.
Payton throws for 340. I don't know how I remember that. But
And Rodgers had 30 yards?
70 yards.
Yeah. It was less
50,
than 80.
50 net, I think.
Yeah.
So the Broncos at halftime brought back the Super Bowl 32 team, and they were still struggling. They were undefeated, but they still struggled. Demaryius Ware says that there's something different with that team than what our team is right now. But that team is a team that won the Super Bowl. Maybe these guys can get inspired now. It hasn't been sunshine and rainbows yet. Well, maybe they look out there and see Payton walk out. They see Demaryius Ware walk out. They see all of those guys walk out and say, you know what? We could do exactly what they did. Maybe this can inspire this team a little bit.
I like that, Kevin.
You walk forever as champions. I think Court said that in some of his reflections on Demaryius Thomas yesterday and that like Demaryius told him like you're gonna walk as a champion with your teammates forever. So seeing that could be inspiration because again, there's a cluster of teams in the AFC. Gap, no gap, whatever. The Broncos can get the ball rolling. Is it the Super Bowl 50 remembrance? Is that part of the instigation, the inspiration for this Broncos team to start playing up to their damn potential? They've done it for a quarter.
Yeah.
For a quarter. Defense balling out. Thank you, defense. But as a team, they've done it for one quarter against Philadelphia. It's week 7. We've had, math, 24 quarters. Am I right? 24 quarters, 6 games,
6 times 4 is
yeah.
24. That's correct.
We had 24 quarters. They played one quarter of Broncos football. One. What if they played, out of the 24 quarters, what if they played 15 of them?
If they would have played, so you said
they're
one.
undefeated.
Yeah, dude, if they would play 5, the second half of the Chargers and the Colts game, they're undefeated.
Right.
5 quarters is all we really need. Yeah.
3.
Heck,
The Philadelphia
fourth.
game, the Chargers game, the Colts game.
Right.
3 fourth quarters, and you're good to go. That tells you, and I know there's, everyone's breaking their arms, patting themselves on the back because Bo's having a sophomore slump, and I told you that, and Todd McShay said he was a 3rd round grade. Like, everyone's doing these victory laps that the Broncos haven't even warmed up yet. You're out there trying to run victory laps on this team. Like, I told you that they're not good, and I told you, okay, calm down. Calm down. It's time to watch this team and watch them grow. And Kev brought up something very important. The team element. Is this team together as much as the Super Bowl 50? I was around those guys. They were as together as a team could possibly be. They backed Brock. They backed Payton. They were together. And I'd like to say, as someone who's in the locker room on a weekly basis, except when they're in stupid England, I would like to say that togetherness is back. There's certainly that support there. Are they as talented as Super Bowl 50? I mean, no.
Not right now, no.
Peyton Manning's not out there. But, like, is that togetherness there? And is that really the key? You know, is that the key for a Super Bowl win? Everybody in the NFL is talented except for the Raiders. Everyone's talented, but is it that togetherness? What's the secret sauce, right? I feel like it's Space Jam and it's Michael Jordan. Like, it's just water, but it's Michael Jordan's, like, secret sauce.
MJ's secret stuff.
Exactly. So what's the secret stuff for a Super Bowl champion? Is it that team element that Kev talked about?
I really like that.
The community element of like, we're all doing this together.
I mean, look, if you're not motivated by you work for a team, a company, and the last time they had major success, those guys are going to be around you this weekend. How do you not get motivated by that? I mean, check your pulse if you're not motivated by it. We're a couple idiots on the radio. I'm getting fired up thinking about what this weekend's going to look like because Super Bowl 50's back around because they're going to unveil a pillar and it's going to have Demaryius Thomas's face on it and his mom's going to get presented a jacket and a sweet-ass ring to celebrate her son. If you're not motivated by that, you're dead behind your eyes. That's the only thing I can say about that.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting energy. Kev finally woke up. We had a Mountain Dew crisis. He ran out of Mountain Dew.
Uh-oh.
And he was yawning. He was in here stretching.
The only thing
I saw his belly button. Don't wear the touchdown shirt. Do you know what a touchdown shirt is? When you raise your arms and you can see your tummy.
goes up.
Don't wear a touchdown shirt.
Okay. The only thing that could wake me up that's not a Mountain Dew in my Starbucks pumpkin spice latte.
Nice.
It's talking about Super Bowl 50.
Yeah. Gets the people going.
And you know what I would do? Because the team stays at the hotel Saturday night.
Yeah.
We're in our team meeting. I'd have DeMarcus Ware come walking in.
Oh.
Payton, everyone's seen Payton around the facility.
Yeah, he's always around.
I'd bring DeMarcus in, and he just puts that trophy right there. So do you guys want one of these or not?
That's
because
nice.
This might be your last opportunity these guys ever get. You think McGlinchey, who's been in Super Bowls, is he going to sit there and freak out?
Yeah.
I mean, Bowles, the stuff Bowles has went through all these years. Sutton, is this the last time Sutton plays for the Broncos before they move on from him? I don't know. But I would put that Lombardi right there and say, do you want one or not?
I like that. I like that a lot. A couple quick texts. Denver Ben says, I ran into 88 at a breakfast restaurant. I nodded to him in acknowledgement of his greatness. He nodded back. At the time, he was wearing Yeezys. My wife shouted, I like your Yeezuses. And we all broke out laughing. Said, what? I died laughing as well. Long live Demaryius Thomas.
Yesuses?
Yesuses.
Okay.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
Little Yesuses. Cool stuff, man. Another Matt in Broomfield is sharing a story of one of his family friends working for CBS got him and his boys press passes for the Chargers game when Payton came back and won the game. Look at that. They're in the press box where we chill.
Whoa.
A couple little Broncos
Whoa,
fans living it up right
nice,
there. That's
nice.
freaking awesome. Hopefully they got to eat some of that buffet. The Broncos do it right with their food and everything over there. So fun stories, man. I love hearing all this stuff. I love seeing all this stuff. Continue to share your stories. They're going to honor the team. They're going to honor the player that was Demaryius Thomas. So why wouldn't we do the same right here on Dover and Cecil? What memories do you have of Super Bowl 50, and what memories do you have of one Aqib Talib? Someone just texted in, God bless chicken fingers. You're really working the people here today, Kev.
Say it again and play God Bless Bo Nix right after.
So really quick, somebody texted in, God bless chicken fingers.
God bless
chicken
Bo
fingers.
Nix. Let me see your hands.
Now we can see his belly button.
I got my hands up.
All right, we're having some fun. A little trip down memory lane for the Denver Broncos. But let's talk about Sunday's game. You got to beat the Giants. Go streaking. Keep this streak alive and continue to be a player in the AFC. So how do they find rhythm? Do they have to play a little faster to do that? Does Bo like playing fast? Let's talk about it and hear from our Q coming up next.
As he works into his sophomore season, is Bo Nix being graded too harshly?
It's not his fault who's on the schedule. That's why everybody wants to move the goalpost. Oh, you got to win one-score games. All right, he did. Well, it was against the Jets. How many qualifiers are you going to give? Like, give the guy a little bit of credit and stop with the damn qualifiers every time he does something you say he couldn't do. That's what drives me crazy.
Yeah.
You move the goalpost every single week.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I've made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity, and the other day I'm over at a friend's place. He's pumped to watch football, but his setup, total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. He claimed to be a big fan, but I feel like I was being fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan, you gotta have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games and my favorite teams all in one place. And the way I watch, well, it's next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like I'm in the stadium. Sometimes I've got 4 games going on at once. Why? Because why not? On top of that, I get real-time notifications, live stats right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every single time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K cable TV box.
Colorado hears the score. Groove Toyota has over 25 used vehicles priced under $10,000. That's right, dependable cars, trucks, and SUVs you can drive home today without breaking the bank. Just like game day, timing is everything. These deals won't last long, and when the clock runs out, they're gone. Groove Toyota is all in on Colorado, all in on value, and all in on getting you back in the game. So make your move. Groove Toyota on Broadway in Inglewood, or shop groovetoyota.com. GrooveToyota.com. Groove Toyota, all in on Colorado all season long.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Ooh, ma.
What was that?
That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Don't let dirt, dust, and debris be the #1 cause of breakdowns. Fix It 24/7 gives you a complete top-to-bottom fall furnace tune-up for $39. Book now at fixmyhome.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU Hockey skates with Lindenwood with pregame starting at 5:30. Saturday on 104.3 HD2, Air Force football faces Wyoming with pregame starting at 1. Then on The Fan, home of the Colorado State Rams, CSU football faces Hawaii with pregame starting at 4. Presented by Rock's Heating and Air.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at wistaracu.com.
You're listening to Dover and Cecil on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
We're going to talk a little pace here and the Denver Broncos as to what they should be looking for, what Bo Nix specifically wants to do. Playing with pace, playing a little bit faster. It's something that Bo talked about yesterday down at the podium. Cecil was in the building over there at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit. We're going to hear a couple of things about Bo. But up first is the question, hey, what do you like about going no huddle and playing with a little pace?
I just like it because it gets the defense off balance. They, don't have many calls that they can get to when you go quick. And we just play well from, quick game and getting to the ball, seeing what they're in, just finding answers and going. I think it's just tough on defenses. It always has been. I think that's the biggest reason is because it limits what a defense can do. You're more attacking them instead of letting them, sit back and attack you. So I think it's worked well when we've done it, and so I'm sure we'll continue to do it.
All right, so there he is saying it's worked well when we've done it. I'm sure we'll continue to do it. That's from the quarterback. The coach, hasn't really continued to do it. We see it in hurry-up moments when they're trying to, get some points before the end of the half or the end of the game, whatever the case may be. But if you hear your quarterback, you're Sean Payton. I'm Bo Nix, and I just said that. And you hear me say that, don't you at least at the minimum take that into consideration. But what I would do is go, hey, I heard you say something to me today. I just want to kind of have a further conversation about that. How often would you want to play? You just pick his brain a little bit. How often do you want to play hurry up? Is there something we can do to kind of you get a quick signal over to me that like, hey, I think this is the time where we go hurry up. That's what Sean should do. Is that what Sean will do?
I think so, honestly. I think that will happen with Sean Payton because it has to. He's tied. His legacy is tied to Bo Nix.
No doubt, man.
You're the quarterback whisperer, right? And you helped develop Tony Romo, and you got Kerry Collins to a Super Bowl, and look at what you did with Drew Brees. Drew Brees was pretty good with the Chargers.
Yeah, he was
just
all right.
John Lynch messed up his shoulder. So it's like, okay, you did all these things. You're chasing Amy. You're trying to find your next Drew Brees. You got him, right? Except his name's Bo Nix, and you have to do what he can do at this moment and then grow together. Right now, it seems like in this relationship, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the Bo Nix, Sean Payton relationship. Is Sean going to be, kind of willing and put the ego to the side for a little bit and say, like, okay, what are we doing wrong? What are we doing wrong? I believe the answer is yes. Why? Because his ego is so big that he's like, we want to win. We want to look good, and you want to make Bo a superstar. Again, Bo Nix will be broken by Sean Payton or made a superstar by Sean Payton. There's really only two ways to go. Bo Nix going to be average in this league? Or is Bo Nix going to be a superstar? Or is Bo Nix going to be like, remember when they tried Bo Nix?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's it going to be? Sean Payton is in control of that, really. And Sean Payton, at the same time, is in control of his destiny and his reputation and his legacy. So if he doesn't make Bo work, people, you couldn't do it without Breeze. You couldn't do it without Breeze.
I think it's as simple or as black or white, whatever you want to say, that Sean either makes Bo work or Sean and Bo both leave in 2027. And the experiment is over with the quarterback and the coach, and we start completely all over again. I think that's what's on the line here.
So
now,
is Sean Payton willing to have those conversations that you asked?
Well, here's what I was going to say. I will answer that. But I think I think Sean's real comfortable with his timeline. Now, I say a couple of years. Maybe Sean thinks it's an extra extended year on that of like, right now there's no pressure to get the most out of this guy because I do have this long runway. I don't know how Greg Pinner feels about that. You know Greg better than I do. So
I don't think that runway exists.
Really?
Yeah.
At all?
You gotta show it pretty quick.
I mean, like I said it earlier, Greg Pinner's not in this business to be friends with Sean Payton. It's great that they have a working relationship, but the moment it's not working anymore, I know that Greg Pinner has the wherewithal, the stones to go, well, you guys are both out.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, and I think we all agree upon that, why wouldn't Sean Payton put Bo in the best position possible to succeed? And I'll ask you, I know what my answer is, it's no. Has Sean put Bo in the best position to succeed in the first 6 weeks of his second season?
The answer is no.
No,
he hasn't. So they've got to come together, and that's more. It's Bo taking a little more steps to be more vocal behind the scenes, and it's also Sean being a little more forgiving. Mm-hmm. His cue, he loves his cue. His cue isn't there yet. So you're trying to get him to do all these things that, okay, trim it down. Trim it down. He literally said that yesterday about what is it about tempo offense? Well, you got a smaller portion of your playbook. Well, the smaller portion of the playbook is working pretty good. So can we do that, please? Like, it doesn't need to be, I said yesterday on Orange and Blue Today with Mace of like, just be in and out, right? Just, you're a burger joint. You make burgers. Do you want two together? No, that's a double. There you go. We got a little bit of fries, but don't be the restaurant that has everything, right? Be the restaurant that does one thing and they do it well. So that's what Sean Payton needs to do. And, by the way, it also comes in with the ground game. But work with Bo Nix. Work together. Get on the same page. I asked Mike Cliss earlier, are these two on the same page? And, well, Cliss did say yes. He feels they're on the same page. But can they come together more? That's the question with these two.
That's a fair question. More than a fair question. Another thing that was asked about Bo Nix is this ability, does he have the freedom, I guess I should say, to tell Sean what he likes? Hey, I want this play in the game plan. Bo, do you have that freedom?
Yeah, I think I got to pick my spots and definitely, I mean, they've been doing this for a long time. They know how to game plan, and, sometimes I'm sure, I haven't been a coach yet, but I'm sure it's irritating if, your quarterback just continuously brings you plays. So I just try to, pick my spots and make sure that I can back it up with the film that I'm watching, and it's not just the play that I like because I've repped it before and it's a cool play, but, it's got to be able to fit with what we do and got to fit against, what the opposing team is doing. So usually it just goes with film study, just kind of look at certain plays, what we're doing, see how we can find plays that we like off of plays that we're already doing. And, so I just don't necessarily push them, but, definitely every once in a while I'll have something that, hey, I remember this was in. You think we can put this back in or something? And they're very receptive to it. Usually, what happens, but I definitely don't want to be too pushy.
All right, he uses too pushy there. He used annoying at the front of that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with you on this now. Be annoying, be pushy. You are the face of this franchise, Bo. This is your football team.
Yes.
Take it from Sean Payton and run with it, starting right now. Effective immediately. It's Bo's team. It's Bo's time. Let him act as such.
I love the way he's like, they're receptive to it mostly. Like, okay, well, there's being some boundaries that are pushed. Push the boundaries. Push the envelope. Be the habitual line stepper.
Yeah, there we go.
That's what you need Bo Nix to be. Also, did you catch that? Kev didn't even catch that.
The coach thing?
Yeah. I'm not a coach yet.
Yet. Uh-huh.
Whoa, Bo. Is it like that? I just want Bo to be a multi-time Super Bowl winning champion, and then worry about after that. Like that's later, because the top of my head I go, usually because Sean Payton coached played quarterback at Eastern Illinois. He was a scab player, during the strike in '87 or whatever, and then he played over in England. Right, they celebrated that last week.
The Panthers or something like that.
Most of the time, the great coaches aren't great quarterbacks. I'm kind of struggling to think of one right now, but usually the great coaches were like, Mike Shanahan was a quarterback, and then he got hurt at Eastern Illinois, by the way.
Gary
Kubiak, same thing. And he was a backup quarterback. But the greats as coaches, Bo Nix, I want you to be great, and then I don't really need you to be a coach. Sorry.
No,
if Bo Nix is a coach somewhere, it probably didn't go well as a pro.
Just like hang around Denver, raise your children, and show up at places, and then we'll all cheer you for life.
Like Peyton Manning.
Exactly. Yeah, be Peyton Manning. That's all we're looking for.
Just be Peyton
Can
Manning.
you just do that, Bo? Be Peyton Manning.
I know.
God.
It's not too much to ask for,
It's not
right?
like we're asking too much. Be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Come on. That's all we're waiting for. All right, let's take a quick time out. Got to check around the football world. 1245 gives you guys in the tribe an opportunity to pick Cecil's brain with fantasy questions. So you have any, start sending them over to the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043, or the YouTube stream. Search Denver Sports and click on that Dover and Cecil stream. Got a couple more names at linebacker that the Broncos could possibly target. And with Thursday night football, there's some history on the line tonight for one. Aaron will tell you what that is and if he can achieve it. Coming up next.
After a busy offseason, are the Denver Nuggets ready to make another run to the NBA Finals?
Right now with this roster and an engaged Jamal Murray, I don't think there's a group of 5 basketball players in the world that can beat the Denver Nuggets in a 7-game series. I don't think it exists if these things go right.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Attention taxpayers, if you owe $5,000 or more and have missed another tax deadline, you're officially on the IRS's radar. The IRS has resumed aggressive collections. That means wage garnishments, bank levies, even seizures of your home, car, or retirement accounts. If you owe $5,000 or more and missed the deadline, you're stacking new debt on top of what you already owe. Call Priority Tax Relief now. Their experts fight back fast and are saving their clients millions in tax debt every month.
I owed over $50,000. And they settled it for pennies on the dollar. These guys are as legit as they come.
After speaking on my behalf with the IRS, my entire debt of $25,000 will be eliminated. Whether you've received collection letters or you're already facing liens and garnishments, call for your free consultation. There are no upfront fees. Priority Tax Relief. Let's make your taxes our priority. Call 800-968-3159. 800-968-3159. 800-968-3159.
Priority Tax Relief. Twin Peaks is the best in the game and the go-to spot for football season with wall-to-wall TVs, hearty eats, ice-cold drinks, and of course, those scenic views. It's a full-on experience whether you're catching college or pro games this season. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
A lot of personal injury lawyers make claims about how good they are. But how do you know who's the best? Who will fight to get you the money you deserve? At Berg Simpson, we don't rely on simple claims like other firms. We have 27 best lawyers in America, 17 super lawyers, and we're one of the National Trial Lawyers' top 25 most influential law firms. Compare us to other firms, then call Berg Simpson.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Colorado can count on.
Upgrade your hunting arsenal with premium brands at great prices during the Shields Hunting Sale event happening now through October 19th. Scope out savings on your favorite brands in camo, rifles, ammunition, and so much more. Like $200 off the Sitka Fanatic jacket and up to $500 off the Leupold VX5 HD rifle scope. Join the community of hunters who trust Shields experts to outfit their adventures and get more bang for your buck now through October 19th at Shields.
Are you one of those people who dread going to the dentist? If so, have you tried sedation dentistry? Learn more about sedation dentistry at coloradosedation.com. Sit back, relax, and dream with the most experienced sedation dentist and staff at Clarkson Dental.
Hey, it's Mike Evans with Advanced Tax Solutions and one of their great clients who found themselves in an issue with the IRS. Saul, tell us what you owed the IRS.
I owed the IRS $68,000 for back taxes.
Wow, $68,000. I got to ask you, Saul, what kind of emotions were you feeling when you heard that was the amount?
I felt nervous, and then you feel fear. You don't really know what they're going to do, take, or anything else. It's scary.
So you ended up owing $68,000. How much did you end up owing after working with Todd and Advanced Tax Solutions?
$100.
$100? What were you feeling when you heard that?
Happy, stunned, and then I left work to go celebrate.
Wow, that's an amazing story, but not surprising. We hear a lot of success stories with Advanced Tax Solutions. If you find yourself having a problem with payroll, taxes, or the IRS, don't fight the fight yourself. Reach out to Todd Whalen and Advanced Tax Solutions. Give them a call, 303-753-6040.
Tune in to Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Dover and Cecil on Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan.
Don't forget, you can now start to send in your fantasy questions for Cecil. You need some lineup advice. Hit us up there.
Got some big games this weekend.
Big
Got some
ones.
stinkers as well. It's kind of what the NFL does. But yeah, there are some really good games. And again, 2 Monday night games. Really?
Again
We're
this
gonna do
week?
2 Monday night games again?
What are they doing?
At least it's Tampa Bay and Detroit.
Okay, that was
that's
fun.
the early one. That's a fun one. But then Houston, Seattle.
Well, you could just not watch that one.
Yeah,
That one
that's less
matters
fun.
none. I guess Houston's on the Broncos schedule in November, early November, so maybe
Yeah.
they do a little early scouting if you want. Yeah,
Right.
I'm not the biggest double dip on Monday Night Football guy. I guess a lot of people like it, or else they wouldn't keep doing it. So yeah, that you want to set your fantasy lineup. You also want to get to DenverSports.com and our King Supers Fan Football Pick'em and get your pick in for Thursday night tonight, so that you don't forget and you get bragging rights and all that good stuff that comes with our King Supers Fan Football Pick'em. So don't forget to get there and get your picks.
I got to win another one of those. I think I'm third behind Dan Jacobs and Mike Rice.
Really?
So I got to win another one, man.
Yeah. I have yet to win any of them. I'd like to do that once. That would be
Have
nice.
you put in your picks? You always forget.
I know. I've forgotten a couple of weeks.
Are
But
you putting in your fantasy lineup at least?
I am.
Okay.
I forgot 2 weeks in a row, and then now I set myself a reminder. So I did it this morning. thanks to
Emeka
my
Egbuka
reminder.
is out.
Yep.
With the hamstring injury. Chris Godwin is out. Mike Evans back at practice for the Buccaneers.
And they say he's going to play.
And they play Monday night. No Bucky Irving either, so Rashad White, and then Sean Tucker becomes like a what-the-heck flex. So, yeah, there's some good games, and there's some stinkers. So, the NFL, generally, the product has been down this year. Not the attention, not the hype, not the ratings. Like, everything's off the charts. But, yeah, it's just been some mediocre football to this point this year for the most part.
See, our texters, this is why the tribe's so smart. They're doing it again. The first text I see that's asking for fantasy advice, it starts with, in all caps, Latina baddies. It's easier for me, guys, to send a screenshot of my fantasy lineup than to try to explain how it works between
Okay.
the bye weeks, questionable players. Can you please help me out? And he's sending, I think he's asking you about like Jaylen Warren, Kamara, like where to go. I don't know what the question is here. He's checked a few of his players and sent us his lineup. But
Jaylen Warren tonight is a running back 2/flex option.
Okay.
Going to be splitting time with Kenneth Gainwell, who also is kind of a running back 2 flex option against the Bengals. Bengals don't play defense. So if you've got your Steelers, your DK Metcalf is in. I know the Steelers don't regularly use a tight end, but even a Muth, Darnell Washington, right? Is you've got some options there. Play your Steelers tonight because, again, the Bengals do not play defense.
I actually dumped Trevor Lawrence for Aaron Rodgers just for this week because I think the Bengals stink so bad. And then I'm going to dump Aaron Rodgers and figure
pick
out
up
something
whoever.
else. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So that's my play for the evening. Again, keep your texts coming. We'll get back to those in just a second. Cecil, I want to read something from PFF, Pro Football Focus, real fast. They have, like a lot of outlets are doing right now, 20 trade candidates ahead of the 2025 NFL trade deadline. Then they have names and teams that may be interested. There's a couple of Broncos links here and players they may be interested in. But the second name, is it the second name? Yeah, the second name on the list is David Njoku from Cleveland. And PFF has the Broncos as possible fits here. We both said yesterday, for me, it's left guard. We're going to check in with Mike Cliss at 1 o'clock and talk more about that. And then ILB, which you've brought up, and it's a great point because they certainly need help there, even with Dre Greenlaw coming back. Do they actually need help at tight end? Because this isn't the only tight end that they have links to from Pro Football Focus.
Well, I might go into my backpack and pull out my tinfoil hat.
Oh, nice. There we go.
David Njoku has a knee injury, but does he have a knee injury or are the Browns shopping him? He's
So they're,
not
like,
practicing.
stashing him?
Yeah, he's not practicing. You can't trade an injured player. So he's on the injury report. He's not practicing. Is that because he's actually hurt or because the Browns are cooking up a trade?
Okay.
Maybe, possibly with the Denver Broncos. Not sure.
I mean, look, if the Browns are going to be sellers, you know who I want. I want one of their guards specifically. I'd settle for either of those guards. So if they're going to have a fire sale, go get you a guard. You don't need another tight end.
It's interesting that Cliss didn't shoot that down either.
No, he did
as a
not.
possibility after this game.
No, he did not.
After this game. Do they have to make a move at guard after this game? We're fixing to find out.
Another quick fantasy question here. This is from... you didn't put your name on your text. Come on, 312er. Fantasy trade. Jared Goff for DeAndre Swift. Should I do it?
Yeah, I'm not a Swiftie. I know there's a lot of fantasy gyms out there that are like, DeAndre Swift's getting everything. Perhaps foolishly, I'm hanging on to Kyle Monangai, their rookie running back, who I think could take over. We're Spivak, the Bears fan. Like, okay, so Swift's getting a ton of work. Is he going to hold up? You could trade Goff, and they're giving Swift a ton of work, and then he gets hurt. And then it opens the door for Monangai, who is a really good running back, all-purpose back. So I'd say no on that deal.
Okay, no to that one. Now, you don't have to answer this one because of the way it starts. Thong Man, I need your help. Would you like me to continue?
That's fine.
Okay.
There's enough Latina baddies on the text line that I will allow
you can
that.
Accept that. J.K. Dobbins or Rico in the flex spot, full PPR league.
Yeah, and Chuba is back this week. Chuba Hubbard is there, back now. And so Rico Dowdle and J.K. Dobbins are 2 spots difference in my projections. It's basically a coin flip call, but if you're a Broncos fan, I always say go with Dobbins. I do have Dobbins 2 spots above Dowdle, by the way. Because Chuba Hubbard is back, I do have Chuba about 10 spots lower than what we see with Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle's an RB2. I think Chuba's an RB3. I think J.K. Dobbins is an RB2, and they're very, very close.
Really? Okay.
It's less than a point. In fact, math, 0.2 in projections. Like, it's less than half a point difference in my projections. But, again, J.K. is above Rico, so I'm going J.K.
How come you have J.K. as RB2?
As an RB2? Because he's not going to get enough work to be an RB1, and I have him over Rico because Rico's now going to split time. They've already said Chuba's back, and they're splitting time. So I want to see that before I go, no, it's Rico. And Rico Dowdle has, 400 yards over the last 2 games? So it's like, ride the hot hand, but Chuba's back, and they paid Chuba. He's their guy.
Yeah. All right. And then the last thing I wanted to mention was Aaron Rodgers. Like I said, I did pick him up for fantasy. He needs 116 yards passing tonight to actually pass Big Ben. He would then be 5th all-time, and unless Aaron plays another couple seasons, and he's not, hopefully, that's kind of where he's going to stop. But Aaron Rodgers should land in the top 5 passing yardage all-time in the NFL at some point in the second or third quarter tonight and pass Big Ben, and then he'll never leave that spot because he's Brett Favre's 4th, and he's a few thousand yards behind him.
Okay.
But just something to keep an eye on for tonight.
Yeah, a little bit of history. And
do they stop the game for 5th all-time? Probably not, right?
Yeah. They don't need to stop the game. They got those 2 old quarterbacks.
Yeah,
I do believe. I don't think it's untrue, but I do believe this is the oldest matchup of quarterbacks we've ever seen.
Gotta be.
I think the combined age is like 82 or something.
What we talked about yesterday, and you're like, well, Vinny Testaverde, but I'm like, well, he was the one old guy.
Yeah.
There weren't multiple old dudes.
Right.
You got, 83 years of quarterback play between these two?
It's something like that. Yeah.
That's nuts. Bunch of old dudes. Neither of them can move either, so let's hope their wide receivers can get open for them. All right, that's what we do at 12:45. Have a little fun with what's happening around the football world and give you guys a chance to pick the brain of Cecil Lammey with your fantasy squads. I want to get into the fourth quarter, hour number 4, going back and highlighting the things we learned from Mike Cliss. First question, is Dre Greenlaw actually going to play football? Mike will answer that. And then interesting comments from Mike about Bo and Sean, coach and quarterback, being on the same page. Hear what Mike said coming up next.
Is the Broncos defense on the doorstep of a historic season?
You look at the landscape of the AFC right now, and I would go so far to say, or at least ask the question, if not declare, is the Denver Broncos defense the single best unit of any unit in the AFC?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Fellas, I'm going to ask you a personal question here, all right? You remember the first time you failed to perform in the bedroom? Did you just laugh it off that first time? No big deal. Then it happened again and again and again. And now you know it's a problem. How many guys out there just settle for a mediocre sex life? That's not how it's supposed to be. Trust me, your partner's not down for a mediocre sex life. And if it's ED that's holding you back, why would you let erectile dysfunction, something that can usually be cured, ruin a beautiful relationship? That's exactly where my team over at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com comes in. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic has served the Front Range of Colorado for nearly a decade and has successfully treated tens of thousands of men right here in Colorado. So what do you got to do? Set up your first appointment. It only costs you $99. That includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider. They'll draw your blood. They'll tell you what your T and PSA levels are. Then, if medically advised, they're going to suggest you take a test dose right there in the office. If that test dose doesn't work, they don't want your money. It's going to work. They have treatments with success rates over 90%, as I've said. So stop coming up with the poor excuses. You're going to run out, and then eventually your partner's going to run out on that relationship. ED can be taken care of with my team at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Point Pios! Denver Volleyball is having a record-setting year so far. Don't miss the action in Hamilton Gym this season. Check out Denver Volleyball at DenverPioneers.com. Pick a match, grab some friends, and cheer on the Pioneers. We are affordable and fun. We are Denver's home for college sports.
Brendan Stokely here from my team, ROX, Rocks Heating and Air. Are you ready for winter? Worries you might need a new furnace? Don't know where to begin? Rocks Heating and Air makes it incredibly easy with their new, free, no obligation, online heating and cooling quote. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you options instantly. No calls, no waiting, and transparent pricing. Only at ROX, Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX, Rocks Heating and Air.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. What if you could use the equity in your home to get cash fast? With no appraisal, zero hassle, and less waiting with Cake? You can. The Cake Fast Cash program is like turning your home into your ATM. People are using it to pay off high-interest debt, do renovations, tackle student loans, or cut monthly bills by hundreds, even thousands of dollars. The best part? Your current mortgage rate won't change. With Cake, you also get peace of mind. We're AAA rated by the Better Business Bureau and backed by thousands of 5-star reviews. Cake Mortgage. Your fresh-baked Cake Fast Cash loan is ready to enjoy. So don't wait. Call 1-800-EAT-CAKE. That's 1-800-EAT-CAKE. Again, that's 1-800-EAT-CAKE. or visit kcalm.com. To learn more now.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Modelo at Mile High Station on Sunday, October 19th from noon to 2:05 p.m. for the Fan Football pregame show. Get your head in the game with orange and blue face painting and Modelo. Modelo, brewed for full-time fans.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU Hockey skates with Lindenwood with pregame starting at 5:30. Saturday on 104.3 HD2, Air Force football faces Wyoming with pregame starting at 1. Then on The Fan, home of the Colorado State Rams, CSU football faces Hawaii with pregame starting at 4. Presented by Rocks Heating and Air.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at WistaraCU.com.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents.
Number 4, Dover and Cecil rocking with you 10 to 2. It is our final hour, and we'll get out of the way at 2 o'clock for Zach Bye and Philip Lindsay. Those boys will get you home and get you prepared for Thursday night football. An Avs game. Do have the Avs in Columbus tonight. That's an early puck drop at 5 o'clock. But we're going to talk some Broncos, and we're going to revisit a great conversation we had with Mike Cliss. We get to talk to Mike on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Set your alarm as a reminder. But we do like to bring back some of the highlights if you missed it. Up first is Dre Greenlaw. Back at practice yesterday, out on the practice field for the first time since training camp, Cecil. And we asked Mike, hey, does that mean we'll see Dre Greenlaw on the field Sunday versus the Giants?
Based on what we saw yesterday, I think there's a real good chance. You can't get too far ahead of yourself with Greenlaw because, you know, he's been here before a couple times, once in training camp and once that week before the season opening week, and had to shut it down. So he's got to get through a week of practice. I'm sure they'll make that determination on Saturday. But right now, it looks like they're planning on it. They're planning on him playing.
Planning on him playing. It'd be a pleasant surprise for Broncos country because it's a big off-season acquisition. Has the quad injury, the report that it's serious, the Broncos saying no, and then it turning out that it actually is serious. So here he is. One, will it be a pitch count, snap count, whatever you want to call it? And then two, what I'm curious about is a spy on Jackson Dart. All right, Dre's back, so is it Dre's job now?
Right. And the thing is with Dre, I want him to be the Scatterboo, like, eliminator.
Okay.
Right?
All right. I like that.
Is he going to be the spy? Is that too much too soon to ask for a player coming off injury? I can ask him to fill the hole and really hit hard because that's what you're going to have to do with Scatterboo. Asking him to spy, I would consider it, but you might have a different option in Jahdae Barron.
Okay.
Right? And it is something that they are aware of. It is something that I'm sure Vance Joseph will talk about today out there at the facility. Jonathan Cooper yesterday did bring up, and he kind of said it's a little bit underrated. I think it's plenty rated. Everyone's talking about Jackson Dart and the way that he can run. Cooper said, like, it's kind of underrated, but he's a runner. I think Surtain might have said that instead of Coop. But either way, this defense is ready for a running quarterback. They just faced a running quarterback, a better runner, but not a better passer in Justin Fields. So what can Jackson Dart bring to the table when he's, obviously without Malik Neighbors? You've got, Darius Slayton banged up. So you have some injury concerns at the wide receiver position. It's going to be a big day for their tight end, Theo Johnson. More on that in tomorrow's show as we game plan this thing. But right now, I'm not putting Greenlaw as a spy on Dart. I got to see him. How healthy is he? Is he 80% healthy? Is he 100% healthy? Like, where's that number at before I go spying a young quarterback? Because that's a momentum-building play.
100%.
He does a move on Greenlaw, and Greenlaw's grasping air, and Dart gets the first down or touchdown. That's the type of play that can inspire a young offense.
100% right. Look, it's going to be just nice to see him out on the field. Let's see what he's got. I don't really think it's like a, hey, what's left in the tank conversation, but like you just said, how healthy is that quad? Do you have that same full sprint speed that we've seen him have before? Does he have that same close the gap ability that you're talking about, a meeting Cam Scatterboo in that hole in the offensive line? That's what I'm curious about with Dre. Maybe it's something, it's Jade or it's somebody else that's the spy, and Dre works towards that as you get, I don't know how many more quarterbacks. You have to have some sort of spy with some of these guys, but he works towards that role once he shows he's fully healthy.
With all due respect to Jackson Dart, do you need to spy him?
I actually think you do. You do a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would go the opposite of that, and I would say against a rookie, you got to prove that we've got to spy you. Yeah, you can run. Guess who else can run? Not Alex Singleton. But, this whole Broncos defense can run.
I look at it, I understand why you're saying it, but like a rookie that's facing this defense, I think Jackson's already in his head. Today, he's already in his head. Like, damn, the Broncos. They're going to come to kill me. I got to run for my life.
Yeah.
And that makes it, if he chills in the pocket for 3 seconds, it's a second and a half now because you're facing this Broncos.
He may not even get a read done before he takes off to run.
And you get to him a couple times, you do have that strip sack. You start making him think a little bit more. Now, we said yesterday he's going to have a short memory, but those hits start to add up, and he goes, man, my shoulder, my ribs, my back, all the things that are hurting. And then he goes, I'm going to run a little sooner than later than I was in the first half.
So basically you want her to be Ezel from Friday.
Yeah.
My neck and my back.
Smokey back there taking a.
I broke my back.
Spinal.
That's an all-time great drop right there, Kevin. Something else we got a chance to talk to Mike about is this Payton and Bo relationship. So as it sits here after 6 weeks into the second season, are they on the same page, Mike?
Yeah, I think so. I think for the most part, you're never completely on the front page or same page. For instance, that 3rd and 10 handoff to Prentice, I don't think that's what Sean Payton was wanting. That's how Bo read it. That's how he read the defense. And, Bo has, when he's at the line of scrimmage there, the way Sean Payton sets up his offense, Bo has, roughly 4 options. I know everybody says simplify the offense, but I think what it comes down to is eventually, if you can handle it all, you can decipher everything, and the game's slowing down, and you're advanced, and you're reading everything right. It's better to have 4 options than 2.
All right, so certainly understand that. Double up the options. Better for a young quarterback if he can get to that 3rd and 4th progression before having to make the decision there. But what he's talking about of them being on the same page and Sean giving him a bunch, he also used the term growing pains. That's sticking with me a little bit. Of
the growing pains.
What do you how much of the growing pains are you okay with, knowing that you're trusting the process on the back end? There'll be way less growing pains, and then ultimately 0 of those growing pains. Like, how much is Sean willing to risk the right now for what he thinks it can be? Maybe even in December of this season.
What's their record?
4-2 right now.
I think Sean's fine.
Okay.
I think Sean's fine with this plan. Now, we're not, and we get frustrated by Jets' performances.
We got to react week to week, day to day.
Right. We react week to week. Sean Payton's looking at the 25,000-foot view. Is Bo Nix on plan or on track with where Sean wanted him to be? While Sean is asking him to do a lot. While Sean is asking him to do too much, by the way. But is Bo succeeding in Sean's plan? Sean probably thinks so. So is he going to lighten things up a little bit? Yeah, maybe. He should, but he's still not going to put the training wheels back on for Bo Nix. He might say, okay, let's not do that jump.
Okay.
You're a BMX guy at all?
I'm not. I was a
You were a skateboarder,
yeah.
so you weren't. Are you rivals with BMX guys?
Not really. We made fun of rollerbladers.
Oh, okay.
So it was like BMXers and skaters ripping on rollerbladers. Moon booters is what we call them.
What do you call them?
Moon booters. We ripped on them collectively.
Okay, so not a moon booter,
yeah.
but it's like, okay, all right, the training wheels aren't going to go back on that mountain bike, so to speak. So
I like that. It's like, hey, you're not hitting that jump. We're not quite ready for that jump
right.
yet.
A skier, you're not going double black diamond or whatever, right? You're going to go on, not the bunny slope. He doesn't need that. But he clearly doesn't need everything you're giving him right now. So there'll be a give and take, and maybe it's a little bit more give from Sean Payton this week.
I always thought it was weird that, teenage boys were like, you know what? I'm going to bring my rollerblades to the skate park and try to grind a rail. That's just me. Have you ever rollerbladed?
No.
I played roller hockey, which, is fun. Because you're like, I get to hit my friends.
Sure.
But, rollerblading at the skate park, to me, was just so foreign. I could never wrap my head around
It's
that.
almost insulting because it's not what it's made for.
It actually is insulting.
Right.
That's exactly what it is.
It's like guys going to country bars not wearing Wrangler jeans, Kev.
I don't need to wear Wranglers if I go to the Grizzly Rose.
Why? It's a country bar.
It's a country bar.
Okay.
If you're country, you wear Wranglers.
Braley, do I need to wear Wranglers at a country bar? Oh,
Yeah, see? You
Wow.
go.
Thank you, Braley.
Thank you, Braley.
All right, we're never going to the Grizzly Rose again.
Have you not met Kevin?
Have you not met? So what do you wear?
I wear jeans, boots,
flannel,
shirt. Braley says I match him. That's sometimes.
Okay.
You
That's
guys
by
crew up?
default. Sometimes we team up.
These
but-
guys are like stepbrothers of the Grizzly Rose.
Yeah. That's
Hello,
right.
Miss Lady.
Yeah.
I think I can help out with this whole Pam Wrangler situation.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep. All right. Well, we'll give Kevin some advice on what to wear and continue to wonder about the relationship between Bo and Sean. Something else we got into with Mike Cliss was that left guard position and where they're at right now. Doesn't sound like it's an urgent thing to be talking about or George to be fielding phone calls on, but it does sound like they'll do their homework if things don't look right this weekend. What does that mean for Calvin Throckmorton? We'll find out coming up next.
As he works into his sophomore season, is Bo Nix being graded too harshly?
It's not his fault who's on the schedule. That's why everybody wants to move the goalpost. Oh, you got to win one-score games. All right, he did. Well, it was against the Jets. How many qualifiers are you going to give? Like, give the guy a little bit of credit and stop with the damn qualifiers every time he does something you say he couldn't do. That's what drives me crazy.
Yeah.
You move the goalpost every single week.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Halloween's here. Costumes, candy, and maybe a few scares. But nothing scarier than being ghosted by your insurance company after an accident. At Postman Law, we've delivered over $3 billion to our clients, and we make it simple. Speed, ease, results. With free case evaluations and no fee unless we win, you're never left in the dark. Call 844-POSTMAN or visit postmanlaw.com. Others promise. Postman delivers. This is attorney advertising.
The cost of everything is still out of control, and many of us are relying on credit cards to cover essentials. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. Americans collectively owe over $1 trillion in credit card debt. You might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. Well, there's good news. They've created a smart equity loan, a solution designed to help you take control of your finances without touching your current mortgage. Unlike a HELOC, which can have varied interest rates, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate. That means one predictable monthly payment, giving you peace of mind. This loan allows you to leverage the equity in your home to pay off high interest debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your existing low mortgage rate intact. It only takes 10 minutes to get started with no upfront or hidden fees. Call American Financing today and start saving now at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text STUDENT to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text STUDENT to 323232 right now. Text STUDENT to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's STUDENT to 323232. Text STUDENT to 323232 now.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Whether it's kickoff, halftime, or the final drive, fuel your football season at Dickey's Barbecue Pits. Order the Two Can Dine for $29.99 deal. Two meat plates stacked with pit smoke flavor. Or go for the new Triple Play Combo. A classic sandwich, savory side, and a big yellow cup for just $12.99. No matter who you're rooting for, great barbecue is always a win. Dickey's Barbecue Pit, legit. Texas barbecue.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Dover and Cecil.
Talk a little left guard here, and something we heard from Mike Cliss earlier. So we know that Pert's now on IR.
Right.
After, literally 1 week after Ben Powers goes on IR, bicep injury for Ben, a knee injury. Did I read that he tore a ligament in his knee?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what Mike reported?
Yes.
Cliss reported that? So he's out for a while, and you root for both of those guys to get back and be able to contribute to the Denver Broncos. They said Ben Powers is looking at a December timeline. Their first game in December is the 7th. Maybe he gets back a little early and he's available November 30th against the Commanders, their first game after the bye week. But in the meantime, what do? Do you just rely upon next man up that is Calvin Throckmorton? And that makes me a little nervous, to be honest. I believe this is a run-first football team. I think if we want to see wins with the schedule that's in front of them, you need to emphasize getting a left guard that you can trust and then run behind for the next 5 or 6 weeks. I asked Mike Cliss about that. Cliss actually said yes to the fact that they will make some phone calls. They'll kick the tires on a couple of players.
Right.
He said teams that have 2 or fewer wins, that just means, hey, sellers that are kind of punting on the season already.
Right. That means the Browns.
That means the Browns. I literally wrote down Cleveland right after that. But he made it sound like, and you and I kind of assumed the same thing, they're doing nothing today. I said I want it right now. Go get a guy.
Yeah,
Maybe he's not ready by Sunday, but he's ready for the Cowboys game. Doesn't sound like it's that big of a priority for the Broncos. Cliss said they're going to see how this week looks, either with Throckmorton or, as Cliss said, possibly Palcho there, and then make a decision moving forward. I would assume this, Cease, because I'm a big believer in Alex Palczewski. If it's Palcho, I'm not sure they're going to be looking for that left guard replacement because I think he's serviceable and can fill that void for the next 6 weeks.
There's 12 teams that have 2 wins or less.
Wow, so they have options. 12 teams?
That just means bad football, everybody. Yeah. I said it earlier in the show. We've been getting a bad product from the NFL for some time. And we talk about the cluster of teams. Like, okay, so if Cliss is saying look at teams with 2 wins or less, you've got plenty of options with 12 teams with 2 wins or less. Now, in the National Football League, some teams have had a bye. Don't at me, bro. But, the Broncos will take a look at this game. whoever is playing and then make a decision. Do they need to make that move? And my answer, really, unless whoever is at left guard, and whether that's Paucho or Throckmorton or whatever, unless they're outstanding, I think a move needs to be made. Who's going to get better faster in this cluster of teams in the AFC? Who makes the most advancement the fastest? The Chiefs are going to roll. Rashee Rice is back. Chiefs are going to be there, and the refs, whatever. Can the Broncos help themselves by adding a guard and kind of securing and cementing their offensive line until Powers is ready and maybe he gets Wally pipped? I don't even know, but you can't let these games slip away from you. You have an opportunity to be 9-2 at the bye. I had him an 8-3 by the bye, and you could be that as well. So don't drop the ball because you're stubborn in waiting for Ben Powers to come back. If it's a late round pick, and I don't even care if the guy's on an expiring contract, grab him.
Batonio is as well. The guy
it's a rental
in Cleveland.
It's a rental. So go out there, get that rental, use him up, and then, hey, if you like him, then next year is next year. You've got to put all your chips, move them to the middle of the table, and get ready to make a run this year.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. Next year is next year. I don't give a damn about what next year looks like. We're in October of this year with some hopes that this team's going to figure it out. So, all right, I'm okay with it, especially if it's Paucho. I'm intrigued by that. I told you before Purdy even got the opportunity, I would have liked to see what Paucho can bring to that spot. So next man up, if that's who it is, even if it's Throckmorton, I have no choice but to give them benefit of the doubt that hope they'll play out. But if it's Paucho, I'm more confident coming in here on Monday going, hey, all right, was he perfect? No. Is anybody going to be perfect? No. But I think we come in here on Monday and go, that's a serviceable piece for the next 5-6 weeks. You might not have to go waste one of those draft picks. But I'm 100% with you. If it's a fourth, didn't you get an extra one of those things for Devon Bailey? So send that baby, and you still have all your original picks. It's about this year. It's about keeping J.K. Dobbins upright and averaging 5 yards a carry like he is right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have to trade a draft pick to achieve that, well, then so freaking be it.
You just said the magic word, though.
What?
Because now I know ZB's listening.
Uh-oh.
Because you said Devon Bailey.
Oh, that's his guy, right?
It's like Ron Burgundy when he's like, news team assemble.
Zach's ears are burning right now.
Zach's like, Devon Bailey. They said Devon Bailey.
I mean, hey, you got a 4th-round pick for him. Why don't you turn it into something that can contribute?
I think he
to
has
the team?
3 catches on the year.
With the Saints? Everybody was up in their feelings.
Mickey Loomis, man. Mickey Loomis. All right. Sean's buddy. Did him a solid.
Mm-hmm. 4 catches. Kevin just figured it out.
4. Okay. So a 4th rounder for 4 catches.
For four catches, 29 yards.
And a touchdown.
1 touchdown.
Okay.
Yes. Very important.
So 4 catches for a 4th-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a pretty good move for old Georgie.
I think Georgie got over there.
Nice work, George Payton right there. So, again, good conversation with Mike Cliss. If you missed any of that, you can go back and listen to our podcast. He was in there at the 11 o'clock hour. Another thing that Cliss told us about Jackson Dart. How about Alex's nickname, too? Dart Vader? Yeah, I thought you would love that as a Star Wars nerd.
I do appreciate that as well, especially because he does the Anakin Skywalker face paint stuff.
Why is Anakin doing that?
You're gonna have to watch the movie.
Oh, I'm never gonna do that.
It looks like it's a scar. I looked at some pictures.
Emerson, yeah, it is a scar. It's a scar.
Okay.
Emerson's gonna have you watching Star Wars.
I guess if my
he's having a Star Wars birthday party. You said Emerson, you have 3 things in life. And one of those is so that Emerson thinks you're cool.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what would be cool is coming over and saying, Emerson, we're watching Star Wars together.
I have a sneaky suspicion he'd get about 15 minutes into it and go, let's watch Monster Trucks. That's kind of what I think it would happen.
That's okay. Are you still cool?
Yeah, just switch it to Monster Trucks.
Exactly.
You'd be ripping right there.
Yeah, exactly.
The last thing I wanted to talk about that Mike said was Dart Vader, as Alex dubbed him. He's already better at processing and getting the ball out of his hands than Justin Fields. So they got 9 sacks on Fields. I think they're going to do a pretty good job getting after Jackson Dart, but he is already better than Justin Fields, so it won't look the same for that Broncos defensive line.
Yeah, and he's a better passer than Justin Fields. Justin Fields is a better runner. But we don't have any space to run. That's the thing. I'm not spying Jackson Dart. Perhaps that's a wrong-headed thing to do, but I'm not putting those resources towards a spy on a rookie quarterback. Hey, rookie, if you can beat him, good for you, bud. But could end up being a long, long day for Jackson Dart. And that swag
Good for you, bud.
and those chains and that dancing, All right, we'll see if the Broncos defenders might do their own little dance.
I'm now sort of secretly rooting for Jonathan Cooper to rip that chain off of his neck like Aqib Talib and Michael Crabtree.
You just stole that right from me.
Are you kidding me?
I swear. I was going to be like, what if Aqib Talib runs over and takes it off?
Oh, that'd be pretty sweet.
Oh, you guys keep
They
taking
are
my
celebrating Super Bowl 50.
Aqib will be there. Maybe Aqib gives them the playbook.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first thing you do is you go over there and you poke him in the eyes like you're Larry, Curly, and Moe. And then you rip his chain off.
Like Captain Insano. We're talking football. They have to be rivals, though. They have to be hometown rivals. Like, low-key, people don't know. Crabtree and Talib, they've hated each other for years.
You know they're boys now, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Yeah, like, keep hating
You shouldn't
each
be
other.
boys.
No.
Hate each other.
Hate each other forever. Yeah, 100%. A boo to that. All right, we heard Bo Nix talking about playing fast. He likes it. He'd like to do more of it. What does his head coach think about doing that a little bit more? Find out from Sean next.
After a busy offseason, are the Denver Nuggets ready to make another run to the NBA Finals?
Right now, with this roster and an engaged Jamal Murray, I don't think there's a group of 5 basketball players in the world that can beat the Denver Nuggets in a 7-game series. I don't think it exists if these things go right.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Philip Lindsay here. And last year, I went a little rogue and dropped a discount code from our friends at Hermes Worldwide. And you guys used it so much, they almost got mad at me. Well, I'm feeling a little spicy again this season. So I'm bringing it back, baby. You can get 30% off your ride to the game with Hermes Worldwide for your entire season. All you have to do is mention the code PL30. Again, mention PL30 when you book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. And contact Hermes Worldwide at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Go Broncos!
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game and the go-to spot for football season with wall-to-wall TVs, hearty eats, ice-cold drinks, and of course, those scenic views. It's a full-on experience whether you're catching college or pro games this season. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
What's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Disappointing offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with Orchard. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale and helping you sell on the market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then once you're all settled in, your Orchard agent helps sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one Orchard customer said. I never could have sold without Orchard. I made way more than I expected, and it couldn't have been easier. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
Hey guys, it's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Right now, they've got a great deal on windows, so take advantage before the snow starts falling. Order your windows in October, finance your project with them, and you won't pay anything until November of 2027. Be warm during the holidays. Don't wait to upgrade your home. Order windows or siding from 5280 Exteriors before the cold weather arrives. Call 5280 Exteriors now and see how low your monthly payment can go. 5280 exteriors. The altitude of quality.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Over 90,000 five-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage doors is what we do. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
Okay, I have to tell you. I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
It's the Great Pumpkin, Colorado. Rock Creek Farms Pumpkin Patch and Corn Maze is one of the oldest in Colorado, with acres of pumpkins to pick, miles of mazes, baked goods, and more. Get your tickets now at rockcreekfarm.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, TU Hockey skates with Lindenwood with pregame starting at 5:30. Saturday on 104.3 HD2, Air Force football faces Wyoming with pregame starting at 1. Then on The Fan, home of the Colorado State Rams, CSU football faces Hawaii with pregame starting at 4. Presented by Rox Heating and Air.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at wistaracu.com.
You're listening to Dover and Cecil on Denver Sports.
You'll be there today.
I'll be there. Depends on what time Sean Payton opens up the facility. So yeah, always. Phil said the one day he's like, you don't like us anymore. I was like, dude, Phil, Broncos. Phil, I gotta go.
Because you do just run out. You just beeline to the door and get to the car.
And I do go early, so Phil and Zach don't need to come in yet. We got Kev, we got you. Yeah. We can talk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, Phil, it's not about you.
Yeah.
It's I gotta go. Sean Payton.
Doing a gig down there.
I'm in Sean Payton's world.
Yeah, on his timeline, literally.
Yeah. I don't run my own life. Sean Payton runs my life.
It's Sean's world, and we're all just living in it.
Well, it's Bo Nix living in it, right?
They talked about tempo down there yesterday. Bo said, and we played it a little earlier. If you missed it, you can find it on our podcast. But to catch you up, Bo said, I like playing with pace. I like playing with tempo, and I wouldn't mind doing it a little bit more. So that led then to Sean having the conversation with the media members down there. Maybe it was the other way around, Sean first and then Bo. But nonetheless, they were both asked about it. And Sean was asked, hey, is running a little bit more up-tempo something that you're going to entertain because your Q likes it?
Look, a lot of it is dependent on what personnel we're in, what do we want to get to. Yeah, I think it's always part of our plan. And then, getting into it, whether it's run or pass, is there's a list right in front of me. It's just a matter of, where we're at field position-wise and what we're trying to accomplish.
All right, and see, this to me, that answer is perfect to describe like kind of the problem I have with Sean Payton.
Okay.
He just overcomplicated the hell out of that question.
It's just an answer.
Yeah, just answer the question. It's not Nobody asked you what player packages you have to have, or do you have to be at the 35-yard line, or is the 45-yard line before you start? That wasn't a part of the question. The question was, your quarterback likes to play with pace. Do you think you could take advantage of that because he's comfortable in that setting? And then he vomits that words out of his mouth of like, dude, you're overcomplicating one simple question. Are you down to run pace a little bit more, tempo a little bit more, because your quarterback is comfortable with it? It's pretty black and white.
Well, does Sean Payton overcomplicate everything?
100% yes.
Okay.
100% yes.
How do you deal with that? If you have someone that's going to overcomplicate, you kind of block out the noise, right? I've often said, I don't really want Bo Nix calling his own plays, but if it led to better success, you know what? I wouldn't mind you
you're down for it,
sloughing
right?
off Sean Payton like, we're not running that. We're not running that. Give me something else. We're not running that. So it's nice that Sean is giving Bo options. Perhaps he's giving him too many options, and that's causing some confusion out there. And it certainly doesn't mean you're speedy to the line. You're not speedy to read the defense. So can these two come together? And can Sean Payton a little bit stop overcomplicating things? He did say in that answer about shrinking it. He probably doesn't like that. He has
You're
to
talking
do
about
that.
shrinking the playbook?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's what tempo does. And that's the part of yesterday. It's like, yeah, he kind of said he needs to simplify things for Bo. And again, it doesn't mean Bo Nix is a bust or Bo Nix can't play. There's some people in the YouTube chat that are like, Bo Nix is mid, which I totally disagree with. But it's like, okay, he's a second-year quarterback in week 7. You know what I mean? Let's adjust things, proper expectations. Expectations are super high for Bo Nix. But where are the expectations now, 7 games into your second year?
Well, even what Mike told us earlier about Sean wanting Bo to have 4 options as opposed to the just 2. Yeah, like I said, I get that when Bo's comfortable. How about you master the hell out of those 2 options?
Right.
How about you run that set, those looks, those progressions until the defense stops those 2 options and you go, ah, man, we've tapped that well. There's nothing left there. Let's add a layer to it. Let's add 2 layers to it if Bo's that comfortable.
Right.
That's, again, it's been my whole problem is I understand why Sean wants multiple options for Bo. To win a Super Bowl, that's what your quarterback has to understand and execute. But right now, he's not understanding nor executing that with all the options. So take some of it away, master what's in front of you, and then add the layers to Bo when you're ready to start competing with the top-tier teams in the league.
Well, and then your 2 options don't look as ridiculous as an Adam Prentice carry on 3rd and 10.
Exactly.
Because that's Bo Nix checking to the play, I guess not realizing he's got a fullback in. Like, I'm just assuming there. Nobody asked Bo about that question. Nobody congratulated Bo on the baby either.
Oh, wow.
I was waiting for someone because I was going to say it. Just hey, Bo, also, what's it mean?
Yeah.
You're going to be a father. What's that mean to you? Stuff like that. I thought somebody would say it. I waited the whole time talking to Bo.
Yeah.
And I had other stuff dialed. I had football stuff. I like to talk about football.
I was going to say, there's a bunch of brown nosers down there. I'm surprised
I know.
they didn't ask too.
I know. And nobody said anything. Nobody even said congratulations.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
dropping the ball.
Yeah, I'm not going to say the name, actually. I was about to say who I think would say that.
You got a couple.
I
was actually disappointed that they didn't say it. Because I'm like, well, I'm not going to ask it because I'm a football guy.
Well, he shared it on social. I was going to say, do you think he would want the question?
I thought about that, too.
He's a public figure.
He's a public figure. He's shared it on social, so you're going to get those sort of questions. And because he did talk about his father, and how his father was such an influence to him and a coach on him. Because this conversation, we can always tell what the writers are writing, which is fine. I get it. But it's like, is Sean Payton too hard on Bo Nix? Is Sean Payton like, is Bo Nix, I think, and Kiz, I have the best questions.
Yeah.
Kiz
is my guy now.
Kiz is right there.
Yeah.
Kiz's questions, a little bit too long, Kiz. Kicking it with Kiz. A little too long. But his questions, on the money.
Yeah.
On the money. On point. Well, you know what his questions were this week? Like, Bo's real hard on himself. Is he a little too hard? What do you do to how do you balance that? And I love the examination. Like, again, Kiz question's too long. But like, I love the examination of like, okay, Sean and Bo, hard on each other, whatever. Is Bo too hard on himself? Are we judging Bo Nix too harshly? I mean, yesterday was the first time I ever said he's having a sophomore slump. Now, I didn't say it week 1. I almost said something I shouldn't say because I'm not I'm not dumb. I'm smart, man, or like me. but you get this many games in, and you can make a judgment.
Mm-hmm.
You're 6 games in. Bo Nix is having a sophomore slump. How do you get out of this? How do you examine it? So I like that Kiz was examining that of like, hey, is Bo too hard on himself?
Mm-hmm.
Is Sean too hard on Bo? I think the answer is no for any of that. You're a football player.
Yeah.
Football's about overweight men and windbreakers yelling at you. So get used to it.
We got to keep Kiz on our team, though, because I'm trying to get the invite to the beach house he's building and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Remember what he told us about?
I know. I might be his neighbor down there.
See? I just need to hang out with you guys then. That'll be sweet, actually. That'll be my little getaway.
Yes.
Like, hey, Kels, I'm going down to the Caribbean to see Kiz and Cecil, and we're just going to have drinks with umbrellas in them and put our toes in the sand.
See, I want a Shawshank Redemption moment. Wait. At the very end. At the very end. When Morgan Freeman, I want you to be Morgan Freeman. You're walking on the beach. I'm working on my boat.
Yeah.
And you just walk up and we share that knowing nod of like, man, Dover and
We both
Cecil.
did it.
Yes, we did it. We made it.
Good call on the weight there. That was a needed weight.
There's some Shawshank Redemption moments that you do not want. But yes, I want that beach moment.
Yeah, I wouldn't
with
mind
my
that.
bro.
Yeah. I would always go to, what's the movie with Martin Lawrence? Life. Remember at the end when they die in the fire?
Yes.
At the Yankee game?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
talking junk against each other?
Yeah.
That's kind of where I see it.
That's a deep pull. And I love Martin Lawrence.
Dude, Life is one of the best movies of all time.
Wow, I need to watch that tonight.
He gets his toe stuck in that Coke bottle. And then at the end, when he finds out that dude killed his dad and took his watch, he said, I don't even want you to say that thing that keeps time anymore. Don't say that word that keeps time anymore. Like, you got to watch it. It's an all-time great movie.
Yeah, it's Martin Lawrence. Right?
Yeah, he doesn't miss.
Martin.
All right, good stuff. There's 2 more things I want to hear from Coach Payton on going back to last week and why they seem to have success with tempo but get away from it Sunday in London. And we'll hear what Coach had to say about Dre Greenlaw. What does he bring to the table if he's actually going to play football? We'll find out from Sean next.
Is the Broncos defense on the doorstep of a historic season?
You look at the landscape of the AFC right now, and I would go so far to say, or at least ask the question, if not declare, is the Denver Broncos defense the single best unit of any unit in the AFC?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hey, Stoke here. If you need a hip or knee replacement surgery, check out Colorado Joint Replacement. They're home to some of the top trained surgeons in the state using the latest technology. Their expert surgeons offer the most innovative joint replacement care in the Front Range. To schedule an appointment, visit coloradojoint.org.
Don't miss Colorado football's 2 remaining home games of the 2025 season. Celebrate homecoming with the Buffaloes as CU faces the Arizona Wildcats on Saturday, November 1st. Then lock in your seats for Senior Day against the reigning Big 12 champs, Arizona State, on November 22nd. Great seats are still available at beautiful Folsom Field. Visit cubus.com/tickets or call 303-492-8282 and be there as Ralphie 7 leads the charge for your Colorado Buffaloes.
Catch a ride with EV and Auto. Catch a ride.
Otto, did you hear that?
It's quiet. Too quiet.
That's because it's the all-new Kia Sorento Hybrid. Runs so smooth, it's practically supernatural.
Phew. So not a ghost car?
Nope. Just 655 miles of spooky good range and fuel economy that'll make your wallet scream. What a treat. Don't ghost us. Test drive the 2025 Kia Sorento Hybrid during the Kia Fall Savings Event at Foundation Kia, where the deals are so good.
It's scary.
Visit FoundationKia.com and catch a ride.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. These days, we expect everything fast. Streaming, food delivery, even same-day shipping. So why should using the equity in your home to get cash be any different? At Cake Mortgage, we get fast. We just got a client approved for $300,000 in under 24 hours with our Cake Fast Cash program. If you're struggling with high-interest debt, roll it into one low monthly payment and save hundreds or more each month. The best part? You'll keep your current mortgage rate and only pay for what you use. Cake Mortgage. Your fresh-baked fast cash loan is ready to enjoy. So don't wait. Call 1-800-EAT-CAKE. That's 1-800-EAT-CAKE. Again, that's 1-800-EAT-CAKE or visit cakehome.com. To learn more now.
The Wilhite Law Firm handles accident cases differently. If you're injured, we'll drive to your home, return every call, and keep you updated. After an accident, you want Wilhite. Get your free case review right now. Just call 303-GOOD-LAW today or visit wilhitewins.com and win big with Wilhite.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Colorado can count on.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Roller Auctions.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Cliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's Dover and Cecil.
And the Avalanche on the ice. It's an East Coast game, at least an Eastern time zone game. So they're going to drop the puck shortly after 5 o'clock. We'll get to that in a couple more minutes and then react to some of it tomorrow as well. But there were still a couple things I wanted to hear from Sean Payton, one of which is we continue to talk about pace and tempo. And by the way, with it being our last segment, if we haven't got to yours yet, resend it or send it. Your favorite moments, memories about Demaryius Thomas and the Super Bowl 50 team, as the team and then the player will be honored this weekend. DT going into the Ring of Fame and Super Bowl 50 team just getting some love as it's 10 years since that went down. So send those in and we'll spend a couple of minutes at the back end of this last segment going over some of your memories. But back to tempo and pace. Bo likes it. Sean says, yeah, they can run a little bit more of that, all depending on where they are, player personnel, all the stuff that Sean says. And then he was asked, hey, it was working a little bit on Sunday in London. Why did you guys then go away from that with having the success?
I can't recall that we went away, meaning, there are times when, like the touchdown was kind of a up-tempo play. So, we'll use it each week where we see fit.
See, I think what's happening is the media, whoever asked that question down there, is like, hey, why don't you do it in more situations that's not end of half, end of game drills?
Right.
And I think that's what Sean's saying. Again, this is my speculation. We went away from it because we weren't in the moment that requires the pace and the tempo.
Yeah, our guy Chris Thomason got the what's the question?
Oh, he did?
Yesterday from
Nice.
Sean Payton. So that's a good day when he's getting a little.
We haven't heard that one in a while.
He's getting a little contrary out there at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit. But yeah, I mean, everyone's talking about tempo. Everyone's looking at these two, and Bo Nix and Sean Payton, asking the question: are they on the same page? I would love Sunday to have a clear answer, whether that's yes or no. Right? It was the Jets game, the wake-up call. We got to spend some time with that tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm down.
Because I think that's a great question. Spivak brought that up as, is the wake-up call losing to the Giants? Or was it enough of a wake-up call that a bad, horrible Jets team almost beat you? And in fact, if Tyrod Taylor was put in instead of Justin Fields, with the way that game unfolded and the way the Broncos offense was stumbling, Tyrod Taylor could have beat this team a week ago. The Jets could have had their first win had they made the right decision and switched out their quarterback. That's how bad things were for this Broncos offense. So Broncos defense, thank you, Lord, for the Broncos defense. Man alive, this Broncos offense, we need better play and we need clarity. Are they going in the right direction or not?
Fair question. It seems weird, too. They've won a few games in a row, and it's like, hey,
right.
Is this real? Is this not real? Are you standing on quicksand, and we're all going to get got by what we're seeing? I think this week is a good test. And then really, there's still going to be the folks. They go and beat the Giants. There's still going to be the people that go, it was the Giants.
It was the
Come on,
Giants.
that
It's a rookie
count.
quarterback.
And then they'll do it against Dallas, and they'll go, yeah, Dallas.
Yeah, but it's the Cowboys, and it's Jerry, whatever.
And then if they do it against Houston, they'll go, well, Houston's totally down.
Yeah, that's C.J. Stroud, blah, blah, blah.
So like I said, they'll find
Until
a
you
way.
face Kansas City,
You're
going
basically
to have
to
all the doubters and all the naysayers. And even then, by the time it's a down year for Kansas City. I mean, essentially, buckle up, Broncos country. We're getting ready for this all year. That's why I said when you jumped off, not you, but if people did jump off the bandwagon, we don't need you on this thing.
Well, and I will say this, as strong as we feel about Bo Nix, all those doubts, questions, hey, have to do this, that's all fair, too, from the Bo deniers.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he hasn't answered the bell yet.
Right. He hasn't answered the question. Answer the question, Bo.
The difference is we believe he will, while others aren't giving benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at, again, it's anticipation and it's math. Did Sean Payton tie his legacy to Bo Nix to have it fail? No. Sean Payton tied Bo Nix to his legacy so that he could go get another Super Bowl ring. And he can do that with Bo. And Bo's listening. Bo is being the quote-unquote good soldier. I wouldn't mind if Bo was a little bit more of a rebel. I wouldn't mind if Bo showed a little bit more of that personality. It's there. It's there. Make no doubt about it. He's a dog. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit less of the robot and more of the dog in Bo Nix.
Last one from Sean, going back to Dre Greenlaw. Practiced yesterday, assuming that means he's practicing today. We'll find that out, I would imagine, here within the next half hour
Very
or
soon,
so
yes.
for what Sean will say. But Sean yesterday talked about Dre Greenlaw being back at practice and what he will bring to the squad when he actually suits up on game day.
These are the hypotheticals, right? I love them. No, I can't say anything about injury. He practiced today. He's been working out.
That's Chris.
He's been rehabbing, and today was a good day.
All right, that's Sean being Sean. I love the hypotheticals.
Yeah.
Again, I almost get it from both sides. Sean's super annoyed by the question. Chris
Sure.
has to ask the question, and
Yes.
Chris is the only one that will ask the question.
Of course.
Because Sean tried to tell people what they can and can't ask. Nobody works for you, Sean.
And Chris doesn't care about that.
And you can't do that. Nobody works for the Broncos. Well, a few of them do, and they have to oblige, but Chris is the real one that goes, you don't sign my paycheck. I'm going to ask
Right.
the question so I can write my article.
Right.
Shout out to Chris Thomason for being a real one.
Yeah, and then Chris also asked Sertan. I think he asked Coop, like, hey, what's it feel like with Dre Greenlaw back out there? Huh? It must feel pretty good, huh?
I love Chris, dude.
I know.
I
It's
love
so
Chris.
awesome. It's like, Sean's not going to give you the answer? Well,
Yeah.
let's see what PS2 has to say.
Did I ever tell you my first interaction with Chris Thomason? So I'm young, media guy. I used to go to everything, practices, games, everything.
Right.
You're trying to establish a relationship and show people you're about it and all that. And Chris was covering basketball at the time. That's where Chris started. At least that's how I met him, covering the Nuggets. And, we go to Nuggets games. You're in the media room, and they feed us and all this stuff. We're eating food. And it was a pregame thing. And Coach, it was Carl at the time, is doing his pregame availability. I believe it's an hour and 15 minutes before tip. Or
Hour 45.
Hour 45.
Yes.
And we're all sitting in there eating, right, and having, talking our talk, doing what we do. And then Tim Gelt, who was the media guy at the time, what's up, Tim?
Good
dude.
Good dude. Real good dude.
Comes in and goes, guys, coach is about to talk. Come on out, whatever. We all get up. Chris still, eating his food. I don't know if he heard it or anything. And then realizes we're getting up, and we come out, and Chris kind of had early question priority, right? Like, he's an OG, and you give them the respect they've
sure.
earned.
Yes.
And he still came out with food in his mouth, his napkin tucked in his shirt. And George, he just starts asking a question. And George was like, "What the hell are you doing, Chris?" And I didn't want to say, I don't know anybody. And I'm
right.
Is this normal for this guy or what's going on?
This guy's the best ever.
Chris Thomason. And I found out, yep, it's normal for him. He asks whatever he wants, whenever he wants.
Yes, with a smile on his face.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So, yeah, Sean had to answer the question, and I guess we're going to find out more about Dre Greenlaw's practice status. Another practice, even if it was limited, these things are trending in the right direction for Dre Greenlaw. And what a week to get him back, if in fact you do get him back, because of Cam Scatteraboo and that physical presence you're going to face from the New York Giants.
I think he's going to play. I actually think that the Broncos will put him up at the podium either today or tomorrow, and that'll be our 100% sign that he's going to play.
If they do that, then you know it's on.
If he talks to the media, he's 100% playing.
Yeah, and it would be in the locker room. I don't think they would put him at the podium because today is only
Today's
coordinators.
coordinators.
Yeah,
right.
and then tomorrow it would be just Sean.
Just Sean.
So it would have to be if there's locker room availability where Greenlaw is there, then yes.
Otherwise, what? They'd say, hey, we're about to open the locker room, Dre, leave.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen that happen a couple of times down there.
It does happen in this sport.
From time to time, it will go down. All right, Cecil, before you get out of here, let's talk a couple of minutes about tonight with a little bit of Thursday night football. You get Pittsburgh, you get the Bengals. It's a matchup of old dudes, old heads at quarterback with Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco. We know what the Bengals are. They're not a good football team.
Right.
They'll try to force feed Jamar Chase, which is great for my fantasy team. But this should be a game where I really don't know who the Steelers are. We were doing it yesterday, the kind of who the Broncos are chasing, and you said, where do the Steelers fall in this? They're 4-1. I think they're going to win tonight, and they're going to land at 5-1.
They're going to win that division.
And they probably are going to win the division because what's happening in Baltimore, I just don't look at them as a legitimate threat. All right, you go to the playoffs. It'd be like, all right, you go to the playoffs, and then there's some teams with lower seeding going, yeah, we'd love to go to Pittsburgh and play the Steelers.
Yeah, and it's usually someone that comes from the AFC South. That's usually been the division that stinks. And you'd be like, oh, that's a gimme. I see the Steelers as frauds, and I see the Steelers as gimmies in the playoffs. Don't at me, bro. But I just do not think an Aaron Rodgers-led Pittsburgh Steelers team is a threat to go very far in the postseason. They'll get there. They'll be division winners. But let's say the Broncos are a wild card team, and wow, the Broncos have to travel to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers. That's a Broncos win. So, there's very few matchups in the postseason that I would say, oh, the Steelers are going to get that one. No, they're a team that's getting by. Mike Tomlin will get make sure he's got more than 8. It's never been under 500. All right, but this team hasn't been to a Super Bowl in 15 years. Wow. They haven't won a Super Bowl in 17 years. And Mike Tomlin's been their coach the entire time.
Damn.
Yeah. Marvin Lewis with the ring. John Fox with the ring.
Just holding on.
Hey, he's there, and
see, that's the other thing.
Not going to get fired.
If they do what you said, and I'm not giving you pushback, they win the division, they go to the playoffs, they lose in round 1. Dude, he's the Tad Boyle of football because the fans go, well, we have it good right now. We have winning seasons, and we get into the dance. That's good enough for us. But then how long do you get into the, 17 years. You get into the dance and don't win anything?
Right.
I think somebody's got to be held accountable for
the
that.
Last time the Steelers were in the Super Bowl, they faced Aaron Rodgers, who got his only ring in Super Bowl 45.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, think about that. So Aaron Rodgers won Super Bowl, came against Big Ben, and then tonight with 116 yards passing, Aaron Rodgers will pass Big Ben wearing Steelers black and gold.
Right.
That's a kind of a fun little story. Maybe not for Big Ben, but a fun story for the rest of us. And who cares about Big Ben's feelings, Bleep that guy, honestly. And then lastly, Avs tonight. They're playing in Columbus. We're going to be big into football tomorrow, but we'll keep an eye on what the Avalanche can do.
Hottest duo in the NHL, and Nate and Marty.
Yeah.
So want that to continue.
They don't have an L in the last
Power
column.
play still warming up. They're 3 of 15 on the season, perhaps trending upward. The thing with the Blue Jackets you got to concern yourself with is their 5-on-5 play solid. They're outscoring opponents 7-1 at even strength. But their PK, not very good. So can you take advantage with your own power play needing work? Can you take advantage against a Blue Jackets team that struggles when there's a man advantage?
Got to go beat Columbus. Like I said, they still don't have an L in that loss column. Let's hope they can keep that alive tonight. It is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Let's wrap this thing up going back to the RamosLaw.com text line. I'll check in over on YouTube too about some DT memories. I see my man Todd writing in, and he writes, "Hi, Todd." Hey, Todd. My favorite moment of DT is when he caught the game-winning touchdown versus the Steelers. We all love that one, Todd. I was just so happy to see the Broncos win Super Bowl 50, beat up on Cam Newton at the same time. I want to get to that, Kev. But you know what else DT did and we hadn't mentioned today? Josh Norman, the Panthers cornerback, he never shut up ever. But even after the Broncos beat them in Super Bowl 50, Josh took to Twitter to say something about Demaryius. And Demaryius, I'll paraphrase because I can't remember his exact response, but it was something about pipe down, quiet down, little fella. and all he did was take a picture of his Super Bowl ring on his hand.
That's the most gangster thing you can do.
Dude, that's a dunk on a dunk on a dunk on a dude's head.
Oh, I love that.
That's one of my favorite tweets of all time. But let's get to that moment. We can't be honoring Demaryius Thomas on a day like this and not play this highlight.
The Broncos have been in 3 overtime games this year. They won them all. Got him at the 40. It's Thomas at the 50. Stiff arm got him free to the 30, to the 20. Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on to New England. They win it on the first play of overtime.
Man, you hear the crowd, the place rocking, going nuts. Philip Lindsay's in here. And Phil, we decided today to honor Super Bowl 50's team and DT because tomorrow we're going to be so about game planning and stuff. And the team's going to do it this weekend. So that moment, that call, you're at Colorado.
So I want to say maybe I was a senior or junior in high school. Getting ready to go up to Colorado.
Okay, so you're getting ready to go see it.
I remember it vividly because if you remember, Josh, because you're from here, if you remember, McDonald's had a deal. And it was with Tim Tebow and it was with Demaryius Thomas and all of them. But the deal was every time the Denver Broncos won a game, you get a free Big Mac.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that, right?
Yeah.
Like you get a free Big Mac. So
you had to buy like a drink or something?
Yes, you had to buy a drink and then it had a little sticker on it. You keep the sticker, boom. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
And so
great memory,
if we remember, they went on like a 6-game win streak? Something like that, where it's like, I remember being full from a Big Mac every single Monday. You know, Sunday's the game, Monday you go, you get on, for me it was the RTD, get on the RTD bus, go to McDonald's because it was by Denver South. Shout out Denver South. And I would get me a Big Mac. And it was just one of these things where it's like, man, I loved when the Denver Broncos would win because I got a free Big Mac out of it.
Dude, that's
and
a great
of course,
memory.
you're watching that playoff game, and it's the Steelers, and Demaryius Thomas takes it to the house on a slant route.
Mm-hmm.
On a slant route. We need to see more slant routes, by the way, Sean. On a slant route, DT takes it to the crib. It was just an iconic moment, and I just remember jumping up and down. And before I got to be a Denver Bronco, I was a diehard Denver Bronco fan. I loved them damn Denver Broncos.
Mm-hmm. There's so many moments, and I shared a couple of stories, but DT was a rookie when I was a rookie. So my first year in media of like getting a badge and getting able to go to stuff was Demaryius' first year. And I don't know what it was. We just like drew to each other. I got invited to this one thing. I've told the story a bunch, so I'll do a quick version. I got invited to a party, like a cool party, where it's like, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm aware that
no Halloween party, right? We're good with that?
No. It was,
all right.
What's Eric Decker's wife's name?
Jesse James Decker.
James. It was one of her release parties.
Okay, yeah.
And they rented out an airport hangar.
Oh, yeah.
And I got invited to go to it.
I've been to one of those as
well.
And
it was the same thing of like, I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I'm not cool enough to be on this list.
Yeah.
And Demaryius walked in and he recognized, hey, you're not cool enough to be on this list. And, he came over and he's like, yo, what are you doing here? Having some fun with me. And then he's like, and I was like, I came with this person. They're already over there with the cool crowd that I'm not in.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of standing here eating the hors d'oeuvres and having the free champagne. And he goes, just roll with me for the night. He's like, don't say a lot, but just roll with me for the night. And I was like, I can do that, man. I'll say anything. I'll just roll with you for the night. And then after that night, it was like, you see DT and it's a fist bump or it's a, hey, how's the family? Like, it was a real cool, like, in my eyes, like, holy crap, this guy's a human being.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, he's a football player. But that's who he was to everybody, not just me, man. There's so many cool moments of Demaryius.
I love that story. I'd not heard that before. I love that story.
I feel like I've shared a lot, so I feel dumb sharing it again.
No, but this just goes to show you our audience is always changing if I hadn't heard it. But yeah, DT was the man. And,